Wanna talk some toys? Let's start now. You know the show starts when the man says pow. Dan who, Brandon, man so handsome. Want Marvel Legends and you know who has them. Tune in, it's 8 o'clock. Makes you wanna buy toys so you hate to watch. It's on a Thursday, it can change like that though. Got no money left cause I gave it all to Hasbro. Enjoy the show. Haha. Okay. Dan who? Wanna talk some toys? Let's start now. You know the show starts when the man says pow. Dan who, Brandon, man so handsome. Want Marvel Legends and you know who has them. Tune in, it's 8 o'clock. Makes you wanna buy toys so you hate to watch. It's on a Thursday, it can change like that though. Got no money left cause I gave it all to Hasbro. Enjoy the show. Haha. Okay. Dan who? Wanna talk some toys? Let's start now. You know the show starts when the man says pow. Dan who, Brandon, man so handsome. Want Marvel Legends and you know who has them. Tune in, it's 8 o'clock. Makes you wanna buy toys so you hate to watch. It's on a Thursday, it can change like that though. Got no money left cause I gave it all to Hasbro. Enjoy the show. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews as always. My name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. Surely everybody out there is following me on Instagram now, the amount of times I say that. But I can't help but say those two things together. Anyway, welcome to episode 122. That's crazy, isn't it? 122 weeks. Consistently, we have been here every week recapping the Marvel Legends news and the goings on within this crazy toy community. And can you believe it? We are in December. We are in the Christmas season. Christmas is just a matter of weeks away. And then the New Year's a week after that. Insane this week, this month, this year has flown by, but it is always fun just pausing for a minute on a Thursday night, cracking open a Koppelberg and talking some toys with you guys, but I cannot do it on my own. As always, we have the favourite threesome. I think this is everyone's favourite because we've got not only Hero Collections back from America, the super producer joining us as well. Brandon, how you doing?
Yo, how's it going, bro?
I'm all good, my friend. Rich, you good?
Bonjour, Dan, ça va?
Oh, you've been away as well?
Oui.
Oh, nice. That's as much as you're going to get out of me with a different language. I can hardly speak the English language, let alone anything else.
Vive la France, Dan. Vive la France.
Oh, I get it. Oh, okay. Now I'm with you. I thought you were just doing a joke that you've been away, but no, I get it. It's Saturday. Saturday's coming. England play France. Do you know what? Quick mention on England. So England play France in the quarterfinal of the World Cup, which I'm sure only a small minority of people in here actually care about. Rich is now obviously a France supporter because of the Wales situation. But if England get to the World Cup, it's the 18th of December, which means I'd have to cancel the end of year Christmas extravaganza of Legends and Liquor.
Oh la la, je suis désolé, Dan. Je suis désolé.
Yeah, so if England get to the World Cup final, Legend and Liquor's cancelled. Just putting it out there really early, but I think everyone.
That's why he's saying he's from France. I thought he just picked France because Rich knows French, but okay.
England play France.
I was slow there.
Quarterfinal. Well, you're not a football guy, so and you've been in America as well, and they care even less. So yeah, England play France on Saturday at 7 p.m. UK time. Quarterfinals. Not going to be an easy game. Not going to be an easy game. So I'm keeping my mouth shut until then, but I'm going to be very nervous. England always make me very nervous. That first half an hour of the Senegal game wasn't fun. It was just like, come on, score, do something. But the floodgates finally open. Let me take a sip of this. Right, anything to talk about this week, lads? There's been nothing happening, right? No reveals, no live streams.
Nothing interesting.
Oh, wait, there was. This week, there was, of course, a Marvel, the last live stream of the year. So it was the one where Dan, Ryan, and Dwight do their little recap, their little draft. And Dune Customs with an early super chat. I'm loving
Dune
that.
Customs
Dune Customs
donated $10.
Thank you very much.
Happy Christmas. That's what you say over there, right?
Yes, happy Christmas.
Tree, Santa Christmas tree.
Yes, Christmas tree. Do you not say Christmas over there? Is it happy holidays you say? Happy Christmas? Happy holidays is the same thing, but doing customs, happy Christmas to you. Much, much appreciated. Thank you so much for kicking us off nice and early here today. As I was saying, yes, Dan, Ryan and Dwight did their draft, their top 5 picks, which is always an interesting way to do it. But as always, me, Brandon and Rich will be breaking down our favourites. Not today, but that stream is coming because it's not an easy list to make, to be completely honest. It's been a decent year for Legends, as it always is. Now, the community's been up and down because of the price hikes and all that, but in regards to the actual product, some decent Legends, and it's going to be hard to make a top 10, that is for sure. But we've already know what's happened in the first quarter of 2023 now, because the Hasbro team have basically revealed 2 waves to us so far. We don't know the builder figure of this new wave. What? I'm still on the French thing. Okay, let's see how long this will last. Asking already.
Joyeux Noël, do customs, Joyeux Noël.
Do you speak French, Brandon? Can you translate? I did German at school. For God's sake.
I know that because this wait.
Un, deux, trois. Quatre, sept, tres, whatever.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Something like that.
I can't even...
maybe 1 to 10.
Okay, he's capping, so you must be right. Yeah. In school, when you get to year 9, in my time anyway, they'd force you into a language, but you couldn't pick. They'd just split the year in half and go half French and half German. And I was in the half of the year that did German for absolutely no reason. So like, I learned Guten Tag, and that's about all I can remember. So that's as much as you'll get out of me. I can say hello to a German person. I think I've actually been in Germany and France, though, to be fair. Never mind. That's a different story for a different day. There's no stories to tell, actually. It was just very boring. I went Germany and France. That was it. That's the story. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Just quickly, because I just want to say,
okay.
I see you, California Red Devil. I see you.
You
said something in the chat and then retracted it. But I just want to tell.
Hang on. Pause 1 second. Northern Nomad. Northern Nomad super chat.
Happy holidays, SUCKAS. Cool.
Thank you very much, Dave. I appreciate that. Happy holidays, suckers. I do want to publicly apologise to Northern Nomad. He joined us on Legends and Liquor this week, and I think being on the live stream, he was dedicated, by the way. He was in the shop. He was in the car park. He drove home. He went into his house, all while he was on Legends and Liquor. And then he locked himself out of his apartment when he went down to the bins or something like that. And I was getting all grumpy because he kept jumping in and out on the duck race. And then he broke the news to us that he just locked himself out of his house and he had to get a locksmith to come and open the door. And just for anyone that was watching and curious, the locksmith did collect Dragon Ball Z toys. He did ask him when he arrived because we were going to get the locksmith on the show if he turned up. But he does collect Dragon Ball Z toys. So shout out to Dave. I appreciate that. Northern Nomad, much appreciated. And sorry, what was California Red Devil doing? He's a cheeky one. This guy, with his Donatello hate.
I'm not going there with what he said.
Okay.
Because he retracted the message, I just wanted him to know.
Oh, okay. You've seen it. Okay, fair enough.
Well,
okay. We see you chat as well. So before we get into all the Marvel nonsense, because as I said, we've got a whole live stream to recap, and you know we're going to do that right now. I can't wait for some particular reveals. But we'll get into it all. But let me do the housekeeping first and foremost. A few people have already been very generous with the holiday season. Everyone's in a good mood, which I like to see. And let's Doom Customs with another one. He's speaking French.
Doom Customs donated $5. Joya Noel Rich, célèbres les vacances.
Okay, she did say it in French, but I have no idea what it translates to. Can you translate that for us, Rich?
Hang on, I can't see what you're saying. I haven't got the chat open. It's just happy. Joyeux Noël is Merry Christmas, isn't it?
Okay.
Celebrate la vacances. Celebrate the New Year. I don't know what vacances
I don't know either. I don't know. Quick, translate it, Doom Customs.
Not bibliothèque. So,
bibliothèque.
Holidays. There you go, holidays. Celebrate the holidays.
Okay, we will. I've got a couple more weeks of work, and then I can start drinking more Koppelberg. There's Stu.
Figures and Vinyl donated £5. Here's what's left in my wallet after today's pre-orders. Damn you, Hasbro.
Yeah. Thank
you.
So
many pre-orders to come as well from the reveals.
Thank you very much, Stu. Yeah, it is appreciated, especially on pre-order day. Much appreciated, my friends. Stu, Figures and Vinyl. Here's what's left in my wallets after today's pre-orders. Damn you, Hasbro. So many pre-orders to come as well from the reveals. And then here's California Red Devil. Let's see what it's saying.
California Red Devil donated $4.99. Brandon's a wizard. He called for DC disappearing from the face of the earth, and WB cancelled most DC movies. Also, why is Monet's head so small?
Okay, California Red Devil, thank you very much. He said, Brandon's a wizard. He called for DC to disappearing from the face of the earth, and Warner Brothers has cancelled most of the DC movies. So clearly Brandon is a bit pally with James Gunn. And then he also says, what's up with Monet's head so small?
Monet es la perfection, la imbecile.
We will get there. Of course we will get there. Because I think I had the biggest grin on my face when Monet was revealed. I'm sure if you're a regular of these live streams, you know exactly why. But as I said, thank you very much for everyone's generosity. Let me get into the housekeeping. Go and check out all the live streams. I do need to speak to the Super Turk 5000, Tom and Mark, and try and arrange an end of the year Turtles and Tea and Joes and Juice so we can recap our favourite figures of those two categories as well. Because you know me, I love my Turtles and I love the Joes as well at the minute. So we'll be doing live streams of those two before the end of the year. We will make it happen. So obviously stick around on the channel for all that good stuff. Thank you to all the generous people that have already been super chatting. There's another one there as well from Pix and Plastic. Thank you very much. Today I picked up the Retro Johnny Storm, and the irony is it arrived in the freezing weather. Yeah, it's freezing here as well. I had to get ice off my car this morning. Not good, but thank you very much, Plastic and Pix, and everyone who else has been contributing to the show already. Friday is alive, and she is working well. Anything over £4 or $4, she will read it out loud. She will even read it in French. She's multilingual, Friday. She's never really got to show that ability before on the stream, but... C'est la vie. That's French, right? I think. I think it is, right? Anyway, yeah, thank you. If you need to go to the toilet, you don't need to ask. Just go, my friend. Hit that join button, become a channel member, and then you can come and join us on that end of the year extravaganza on the 18th. If England don't get to the World Cup final, though, but I think we'll be okay. Maybe. I hope they get to the final, but as I said, French and an easy opposition. But thank you so much to everyone. Look at him; he's so happy. So I'm just not gonna pick up my phone during that game. I do not want to see what's going on. But yeah, good times, people, good times. And I do want to say hello to the chat. I can already see Rectangular in there, actually, shouting bingo, ticking a few more things off his big bingo card. Who is this?
Do you know what bingo is in French?
Hang on one sec. Northern Nomad's back.
Northern Nomad donated $5. Brandon Wade Unparalleled Universe is coming for ya about DC lol open mouth smile tears of joy rolling on the floor laughing.
He said Brandon Wade Unparalleled Universe is coming for you about DC LOL. And so to give people a bit of context, Brandon went on, I'm not going to say what happened, you're going to have to go back and watch it for yourself, but Brandon went on Unparalleled Universe's live stream, and let's just say they had a conversation and DC was brought up, and Brandon's had a few... for the record, Brandon, I watched that stream and I understood where you were coming from, but you know what this audience is like by now. I think your choice of words just dug you a hole that they weren't going to let you climb out of. But I
think anyone who disagreed with me on that stream needs to go and do one.
Okay, just do one. Simple.
If I've dug that hole, I will sleep in it.
Someone throw the man a pillow.
If anyone says otherwise, then they can just eat their own.
Candy canes, Christmas season and all. What is
candy canes? Absolutely.
What is what were you going to translate for me in French there?
Do you know what bingo is in French?
Bingo.
Bingo.
Yeah. No, something stupid. Okay. Before we get into the Marvel stuff, so of course there is lots of Marvel stuff to talk about. There was a fan stream, the last one of the year, as we said. They revealed a whole wave of new X-Men figures, as well as thankfully finally confirming some of the long rumored 2-packs, 3-packs, all of that deluxe figures that we've already seen images of. Shout out Rectangular, who was in the chat. If you subscribe to his YouTube channel, then I'm sure most of these were no surprise to you. But as I did say in my little sort of recap video, I think rumours and all of that is fair game. I like to know what's coming ahead because I always think there's going to be a few surprises in there anyway. But it is always nice to just get these things officially announced as well, because until they're officially announced, you just never know if they're going to start changing stuff around. So I like the rumours. I'm all good. It all starts a conversation. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. But it is always nice to get these things confirmed. So some of these rumours were confirmed on this live stream, and that's what we're going to talk about. But before...
Rectangular! Vive la revolution!
But before we get there, let's just talk some new toys. Because I don't think I've had anything this week. I think it's one of those weeks where a lot of stuff arrived at the end of November. Christmas is coming. so I'm trying to behave. Don't get me wrong, I have a lot of web pages up right now, a lot of tabs open with a lot of baskets made, but just not checked out on any of them because I need to be good for a little bit. So I don't think I have anything new this week. I do want to shout out Rush though, as he sent. I went and picked up his parcel which it had Houston in it from the Gargoyles. So I'll talk about that at Legends and Liquor, but just want to shout out Rush, co-host of the Infinity Equation podcast. Check that out on Friday night. I think it's back this week. So thank you, Rush. But other than that, I've got nothing this week. Brandon, did you bring anything back from America? Did you buy anything in America?
I did. Look at this guy. Shout out to Mrs. Hero. She knows how much I love Time Force.
Nice.
So this is the Power Rangers Time Force Blue Ranger with the Vector Cycle.
I like the two guns on the
this
side.
is it. We got this on. She got this on Amazon for me. Yeah, I was very, very happy. Time Force is probably my all-time favorite season of Power Rangers. This is the second Time Force Ranger that we've gotten. And this is on a new body. It's completely pinless, loads of articulation, even more than the standard Lightning Collection figures. And it's a hell of a lot of fun.
Do all the characters need bikes? One second, before you answer that, Mark Tap again. But I am curious of that.
TAK Toys with film donated £4.49.
Thank you, Mark.
Here's some irony. Picked up the retro card Johnny Storm from Amazon and he arrived today and he was left outside and freezing. Johnny Storm, no less.
Were you pixels and plastic? Because someone just said the same thing. Could be you. He says, here's the irony. Picked up the retro Johnny Storm from Amazon and he arrived today and he was left outside in the freezing. Johnny Storm, no less. And Plastic and Pix just said the exact same thing as well on the donations link. So are you the same person or do two people have the exact same thoughts? Either way, it is ironic, but he's glad that Johnny Storm is there on the retro card. I went back and brought all those retro cards, so I have all 10 Fantastic Four retro cards mint on card back, but I haven't got a Hexagon House yet. So until then, they stay in a box. But continue, Brandon. I was asking about those bikes. Does every Ranger have a bike?
They do, yeah. In that team, they do. It's not like necessary for them to have the bike, but they do have the bike.
And how many Rangers have we got so far?
Just one, other than this guy.
Okay.
Yeah, so 2 total. I would have the whole team release like this on their bikes. In fact, I'm really hoping that they reissue this figure on this body as the Red Ranger in a 2-pack with the Pink Ranger. If they did that, I would be a happy boy.
I'm assuming the red one's the only other one that's out so far.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't get Mighty Morphin bikes yet, because I remember having the Mighty Morphin bikes as a kid, and I know they were only in like 2 episodes or whatever, but I definitely had the Mighty Morphin bikes as a kid for sure. But that looks great. I've not ever watched Time Force, but I like the double barrels on the side. I like the all pinless element.
It's one of those things that like very rarely do I get that feeling where you get a figure and you're like, damn, I had something like this, just like this when I was a kid, you know? But like this was, completely. I was running around Mrs. Hero's kitchen, all across the tabletops, like having a great time.
No, fun times. I've opened up.
Her family just looking at me like, where did you get this guy?
Yeah, I can imagine with toys. Amanda, I'm like slowly starting to open up more figures and put them on display in the attic, because I've come to the realization that converting my attic is a future project. So I thought I may as well display some figures for the time being. So I started to open some more stuff up, and Amanda keeps coming up, and she's starting to see how much stuff I've had hidden up there, and she's, where there's all this coming from? I'm like, get downstairs. But I've finished my little Ranger display with my Silver Ranger recently, and there was a pre-order this week as well, weren't there? I should really get that up and mention that.
Oh yeah, there was.
But I'll get that up while Rich is speaking, because you've got some Power Ranger stuff related as well, right?
Oui, le Ranger vert, le Ranger jaune.
Do you not know any French words to describe your enjoyment for them?
C'est fantastique! C'est fantastique!
Okay. Was these Alien Rangers on Pulse, weren't they? Not on Pulse?
Trois Rangers.
3 Rangers, I know that. I can translate that. Why are these Alien Rangers? Was the box set called Alien Rangers? I can't even remember. I should have bought. Yeah, it was. All right, okay, cool. In regards to Power Rangers, we will get to Marvel, of course we will. But considering we're talking Power Rangers and Rich has 3 of the recent wave, how come 2 of them are retro card? 2 of them are plastic free and one's not? Are they different waves?
Yeah, so
Oh, okay.
that's like the net that's like the last wave of this year, really.
So that's the last wave on that cut plastic packaging.
Yeah. And then these two are from the wave after. But Big Bad Toy Store and Amazon have had them all in. So if you're looking for them, Amazon.com. UK is not getting them till March, I don't think.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting, so I ordered them.
That yellow one, the only one we need now from the Dino Thunder team is Tommy, right? The Black Ranger.
Yeah.
That'll be very, very popular when it comes out for sure.
And that completes Beast Morphers, I think.
Is that the current one? Is that the current Rangers, or do they change?
No, this is the current one. So Dino Fury is the current one.
But that one is the Hasbro, when Hasbro rebrought the brand and they kicked off with that, I think, right? I think
so. And then from the next series, then they're going to be doing their own designed Ranger suits. Cosmic Fury, I think, is the next series. So we've had 2 series of Dino Fury, but they keep in the Dino Fury cast. So not like Mighty Morphin went to Zeo. It's like the first time in a long time they've kept the cast.
First time since Mighty Morphin,
Yeah. So they're getting like 3 seasons, whereas like in the new era since Hasbro and new Saban era, it's always been like 2 seasons, move on to the next cast.
I wonder what.
So this time they're doing an extra series.
Have you ever watched the show?
Yeah, I watched quite a bit of Dino Fury because one of my nephews really likes it again. So yeah, it's not too bad.
Is it campy like the back in the day, or like tongue in cheek, just really kiddie vibes type thing?
It's definitely kiddie. Yeah, it's definitely kiddie vibes, but the stories are quite good, and like the Sentai series it adapts is one of the better ones, I think, for like suits and for monsters and battles and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not too bad.
I've seen Lord Zed make a return briefly or something like that, which definitely intrigued me.
To be fair, since Hasbro took it over, so these are the 2 Hasbro seasons. These have been really good because like when Bandai took it back, not Bandai, when Saban took it back over, there was 1 season, Dino Charge, which was good, but the other seasons were a load of rubbish. Samurai is like unwatchable. I watched a lot of that because my other nephew was into it at that time, and that is just like people who can't act, people who like obviously reading like lines off like someone holding a board in the background, like quickly we must defend the Earth. It's bad,
robot.
But,
not good. Well, are these good or are these bad? So these went up for pre-order this week. They are the Alien Rangers. Now, you know me. If you've watched this channel, you know when it comes to Power Rangers, I try and stay within the Zordon era because these shows that these 2 are talking about, between Time Force and Beef Morphers, I'm aware of them, but I've never watched them, so I have no attachment to them. But again, I can appreciate them from a toy element for sure. But I remember these guys. I remember the Alien Rangers. So my comments on these, I've pre-ordered this on Pulse, mainly because I can cancel on Pulse with no hesitation, so it's more of a FOMO pre-order on Pulse. But my first observations with this is only the white one is pinless, which was odd. And they don't come with the alien.
Best one. They were like Delphine's the best one.
Well,
let's just make it pinless.
That's fair enough. But they don't come with the alien and masked heads because I thought these are Alien Rangers, so their gimmick is they're aliens. So I think it's a big miss they didn't include the head sculpt. So that's my thoughts on this. But I've pre-ordered it all the same because I'll display them as the Rangers and I'll put them on the Zordon era shelf. So I'm in. Brandon, are you in on the Alien Rangers?
Yes. Mainly because it's a complete team.
Team in a box. Team in a box.
Yeah,
absolutely.
knowing that we can just go one and done is very appealing, I think, especially with smaller teams like this, or less mainstream, less high up, less popular, less in demand teams. I mean, to be fair, I'd take every team like this if we could.
Oh, team in a box, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating that they don't. Cool. Yeah, for sure.
Well, I guess because they have to
marketing. We get it.
Feed and all this stuff.
Yeah, we get it. We get it.
But yeah, as well, I really like one of my favorite, if not my favorite episode of Power Rangers has the first 10 Red Rangers in it, which includes this red guy here. So, so this is a must-get for me.
Are you in on this, Rich?
I like these, but since I only won the White Ranger, I'm not paying for that. So no, I'm okay. Like Rob Pollock says in the chat, I think probably they might re-release them in the main line with an extra head along the point, or at some point along. So I'll wait for that.
I do think missing the heads is a big miss from the set because, as I said, they're Alien Rangers. Their gimmick is they're aliens. So, yes, we need more civilians or more unpowered up characters for sure within the Lightning Collection line. I think they're doing pretty good with monsters, and obviously they're slowly filtering out all the Ranger teams. But as I said, with this type of stuff, we love the Rangers, but we do have attachments to the characters as well. And I think like the recent passing of Jason David Frank is an example of that. Like, we love Tommy as well as the Green Ranger and the White Ranger, and it's because the people behind the masks are just or underneath the helmets are just as important to us and our attachment. So yeah, we need more civilians is all I'm saying. So yeah, all good.
I think next year they'll start getting to the civilians, because I think they've done every other Mighty Morphin iteration that they can do now.
Yeah. I should mention as well, this is already sold out on Pulse UK. Now, I believe it's an Amazon exclusive, but Amazon UK is always the last to get things up. But a few went up on Pulse. So, again, it was a FOMO order from me. And, yeah, it's sold out already. So, because I think, Brandon, you put it in your basket, again, thinking not so stressed about it, and it sold out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, it's still got to go up on Amazon.
I was contemplating it. And then I added it to the basket, and then went and did something else, came back, and yeah, it sold out. So
yeah.
But as I say, I think for me the main draw would be the Red Ranger. So
Team in the boxes. The last Amazon exclusive was the Psycho Rangers. That did go cheaper, right, for a while. But ain't they
went cheaper for like a minute,
and then they've gone high again now, right?
Yeah.
If you try and get them on the aftermarket, they've shot up. So, again, waiting on Amazon for sales is all well and good. But if you miss that window, they shoot up again. So, again, for stuff that you really want, I always advise just getting it locked in. But yeah, anyway, that's the Power Rangers talk. Anything new other than Power Rangers, or was it just a very Power Ranger week? Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
For me, that was the only thing I got was this one.
Yeah, that's fun. I like when not everything is Marvel related. I like talking about other things for a while. However, we do have a lot of Marvel to talk about, so let's waste no time, people, and dive straight in to this week's Marvel reveal. So, as you know, on Tuesday, which day was it? I don't know why my voice is getting higher, but on Tuesday, the Hasbro Pulse fan stream was at 4:00, and annoyingly, me, Brandon, and Rich, we've got a little chat on Instagram. All of us were at work. Like, none of us actually watched it live. So, like, none of us even knew what was going on. Like, I was planning to watch it when I get in. But as you know, Instagram, you cannot scroll Instagram after one of these things without many, many accounts reposting stuff. And just for the record, I wasn't one of them. If you go and look at my account, I didn't repost anything. I was just an observer. But yeah, anyway, we all watched it eventually after work. So I did a recap video, but my recap videos, I try and make it exactly that. I try and give you a recap of what was revealed with any nuggets or details that people may have missed. But when it comes to my opinions and thoughts, I try and just not really say too much. I just sort of give you what was revealed, and that was it. I like to dive deeper on the live streams. I like this more conversational format. So I haven't really talked about this in detail with any of these guys, because I like to save it for the live stream with you guys. So, and with you here in the chat as well. So
let's just a liar, Dan, who I watch your video. You don't even mention Rogue. Come on.
Oh, that's true. Do you know what? I was so annoyed. So annoyed. I realised I chopped out. I only spoke about Rogue for less than a minute, maybe 30 seconds. And in my slicing of all the graphics, I've just sliced it out and completely didn't notice, because I continued moving until I freaking watched it. When I upload it to YouTube, I usually watch for a couple of minutes just to make sure everything's fine. And I realised after Blob, I went straight to the other stuff, and I was like, where's Rogue? And I was like, fuck. I was like, every single comment now is going to be, you forgot Rogue. So I quickly put a pinned comment. And someone still replied to my pinned comment. My pinned comment said, I forgot Rogue. Someone replied to my pinned comment saying I forgot Rogue, even though my pinned comment was I forgot Rogue. Look, YouTube is fucking annoying sometimes. Anyway, it was a recap video. Today, right now, we are going to dive deep on all of this nonsense. So let's get into it. Thank you to Toy Arc, as always, who unofficially sponsored the show, who do all the screen grabs for me. So here we go. Let's just get through it. So, firstly, they recap the Villain 5-pack. We've talked about this a lot. And then Rectangular Bingo came into play. I was shouting bingo. The 3-packs have finally been revealed. Now, obviously, half of these figures have already been revealed to us via other means. Me and Brandon seen some of them in person at MCM. And then I think Gambit was the 20th of November reveal. But now the 3-packs are out. So we will go through both of them real quickly. But essentially, both of the 3-packs went up for pre-order today. You can pre-order them right now. And I will ask these guys what their thoughts on the pre-orders are shortly. But we'll talk about the figures first before we get into all that. Because I think Hill Phones, our good friend, has give us a good list of the prices in the UK UK, so we can maybe point our UK friends in the cheapest direction. But let's go through these first. So the first free pack is Gambit, Banshee, and Psylocke. Now, we've already seen Banshee and Gambit quite a lot. We talked about them already. Banshee comes with 2 heads. Gambit doesn't have his jacket, but it is a new head sculpt on that same base body with the yellow and blue. The new figure in this pack was, of course, Psylocke. So female, double-jointed, pinless body on the yellow and blue, much like Storm is. She comes with a 1 head sculpt with the purple hair sort of sweeping to the side and a couple of effect pieces. So let's just take a minute to pause and talk about Psylocke here. So, Rich, you're a connoisseur of the female Marvel Legends, especially when it comes to X-Men. What do you think of this Psylocke?
So this starts the female heads of this reveal. I would say that female head is not the best. Shout out David Evan Smith. I know you agree, but yeah, I just don't think that these female heads. None of these female heads. Keep up, Dad. Keep up. I don't think any of these female heads look that great. But again, these are renders, and I think are these renders or are these real? I don't even know anymore.
These are the product shots. These are the official product shots.
The product shot of Emma when they showed it on the bench, it looked better than it did in the promo shot. It looks quite harsh, and the same with Psylocke. The hair, it's not so much the face actually with Psylocke. I think that the face looks like Psylocke, but the hair seems off to me with the side part in. I don't remember it looking like that, but maybe that's just me. But it doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I can't. It's not perfect by any means. Nothing's perfect, to be fair, but it's not terrible, but it's not. I don't look at it and think it's amazing either. I don't mind the hair.
It looks like your dog when they run in from the rain and it's just there, to one side like that. It must be raining on the Shia Imperial homeworld.
I don't mind the different style hair though, because obviously I've already got. So I brought 2 versions. Well, we've got 3 versions of Psylocke because we got the variant of the one in the blue.
Yeah, and we got the X-Force pack.
Yeah, and then the X-Force one. And both of them, all 3 of them, they have slightly different colour hair, but they all have just the same generic hair down the back. So I don't mind that they've tried something different here for Psylocke. And I'm sure we're going to be able to pop that head on some of these bodies and try some head swaps and stuff. But the other Psylocks don't have the digital face printing tech on the face, so you can mix and match is all I'm saying. So you're going to have options. Options are never a bad thing. But I'm with you. Head's not perfect, but it's not terrible either. Brandon, what do you think of Psylocke?
Probably the same as Rich, if I'm honest. I mean, a big disclaimer from me here that I haven't pre-ordered anything that went up.
Leave the stream, Brandon. Leave the stream.
You're fired. It's a Marvel Legends stream. Do you not know? Hasbro watch and send me everything, for God's sake. They don't.
I know. I think someone's going to take my shield badge by the end of the stream. But I mean, I see Rich's point. I think that Psylocke here isn't as aesthetically pleasing as one would hope.
On that picture, it's the hair. It's like
I'm not sure if it's the hair.
It doesn't look right. It just doesn't look right.
Yeah. It's the hair placement for sure. I think the face. I genuinely do think the digital face printing is better than anything of the past. When they get it right, even on comic figures, obviously with MCU figures it's a game changer because you now actually have figures that look like the actor it's portraying. But with comic figures, they've got more of a blurred line because it depends on the artist they're trying to replicate, etc. But it looks good, the face.
I think the photoreal is a game changer on comic figures as well, though, because you don't have that same issue like you used to have where the eyes would be sort of hand painted, if you like, and it'd be all, the eyes would be all over the place.
Let's all remember Misty Knight.
Misty Knight.
Oh. Yeah, exactly.
pour one out for Misty Knight.
Even in recent years, because Misty Knight, that's going back some way, but even in recent years, there have been figures that have just been terrible because of the face sculpt. So, but I think you're right. There's something about that hair forehead placement that is just ever so slightly off. But I think, it's a new female pinless body, so you got to take the wins where you can get them.
Yeah, here's the official promo pictures. Again, these have went up for pre-order now, so we do have official promo images.
She has double jointed elbows, doesn't she?
She has double jointed elbows, and she is completely pinless. Yeah, she's on the same body as Storm and Jubilee, I believe. So it looks good. It looks good. I'm not going to deny it looks good. I like it. I just agree with Rich. Something's not quite right with the hair. That's all it is. I like the colour of the hair, but it's just the sculpt to them or the whatever they've done.
And we know they can do hair. Like, look at that Electra.
There
Look.
you go. That's
Should have got May Shelf in to sculpt it. If it turns out May Shelf sculpted this now, I do apologise. But
yeah. Find out.
Apologize.
But there you go. And she comes with a couple of effect pieces and her sword as well. And only no pairs of fists, I don't think. Doom Customs, thank you very much.
Doomed Customs donated $5. No. She a drag queen crown.
Nah, she is drag queen. I guess it's the purple makeup that makes you think that. But
yeah, I'm not going to say that because I said that back when they revealed animated Rogue, and that's probably one of my favourite head sculpts now. So I'm saying nothing till I get it in hand.
Yeah. I do think sometimes it does make a difference from product images to actually in hand for sure. I hope that's the case, like you said, with some of these other reveals.
I do think it's definitely a nitpick. I think this is a really nice looking figure.
Yeah, of course. We're just nitpicking for the sake of conversation. Like,
I don't think it's a nitpick to say the head looks crap. I don't think that's like a nitpick. That's like the main bit of it. The body is just like the storm body, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, but like, look at it there. I don't really notice it as much. It's only when you like zoom in on it that it's a bit, you know.
Look, as I said, we're nitpicking. We're talking just for conversation's sake. As I said, we're thinking. We're all thinking out loud with people here that actually care about these type of thoughts. That's all it is. But she comes with a pair of fisted hands, I think, and then an open hand for a sword, and then one chopping hand. So the hands are a bit weird. I don't think any of the females come with many pairs. They're all just random hands. But that's what she has anyway. And then there's the free pack in general. So there's the first free pack: Gambit, Banshee, and Psylocke. So Brandon's already answered. He's not pre-ordering these just yet, but he's tempted. Rich, what about you?
Yeah, I've ordered these. Like, Banshee is one of my most wanted figures. That is like a brilliant looking Banshee, especially with the alternate head. And like with other reveals coming up, that Banshee can fit in with your early generation X figures as well. So 2 for 1. Buy 2 packs. Go on.
There you go. Well, he has got 2 heads as well, and as you said, David would say 2 heads are better than 1. But at least she hasn't got the siren situation. If he didn't have that screaming head, Hasbro would be hearing about it for sure. But he has 2.
And even his cape looks like that's like what Siren's cape should have been. It's like the right way, not
hers
above.
is backwards and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like he's above, isn't it? Yeah. It's cool. It's weird because I like that Siren figure on display. If you pose her, you can't really tell, but as a neutral look, it's completely wrong. You're right. But anyway, there's the first free pack. Let's keep going. So Psylocke was basically the only new reveal there. And if they kept showing, they were showing the figures in hand as well. Of course, they were on the table. They were struggling to get them to stand constantly, but that's the way it is sometimes. Live TV. But anyway, pre-orders up. Second free pack. 2 reveals here, but again, I say reveals, bingo for rectangular. It's Forge and Jubilee to go along with the Storm that we seen way back in end of September for PulseCon. Undoubtedly, they all look great together there as well. So we get Jubilee. Jubilee does come with 2 heads confirmed. One of them is the Bugum head that we have only seen once before. Rich will explain why he's happy in a minute. But we've only seen it once before on the... what was the Build-A-Figure? Was it Apocalypse Build-A-Figure? What was the Jubilee Build-A-Figure? Who was it?
Yeah,
Caliban.
Okay. It's one of them. There you go. So that's the only time it's came before. And then she comes with a set of glasses as well. And the same old generic effect pieces we've seen, but they have recolored them. There you go. So same effect pieces, but they've added a bit of colour. Still not great effects for, because her powers don't come out of her, manifest out of her body. They need to be out, shoot. Yeah, exactly.
Hand, yeah.
So I don't like these power effects for Jubilee, to be completely honest. I've definitely seen some better custom ones out there. But 2 heads, as I said, and then there's the bubblegum one and the glasses. I'm assuming the glasses can go on both. And then Forge, who is on the same body. We'll talk about his thigh in a minute. A reuse of a gun that I'm sure we've seen many times before. I don't like that gun, to be completely honest. I'll give him something else. But it is undoubtedly a better Forge than the previous one we've got, as that previous one was on the Bucky Cat body, where this is obviously going to be much nicer than that for sure. So there you go. Jubilee, Forge, that makes the free pack. Promo images are up for that. Let's see everything in this box. So there's everything in the box. We've already seen Storm. She comes with her electric hands that we got with the black outfit Storm that came with Pyro, I think it was. Was Storm Pyro? I think so. Either way, I like those hands. She comes with a set of interchangeable hands. And also, what does... Oh, no, that's the wrong one. What does Jubilee come with? Oh, I'm pressing wrong buttons. I'm trying to zoom in here on Jubilee's hands. There you go. So, okay, she comes with a set of fisted hands and a set of sparkly hands, I guess. But that's everything you get with Jubilee. So, Rich, I'll throw it to you. 3-pack, obviously we know you're getting it, but in regards to Jubilee and Thorge, what are your thoughts?
This is the best set of the two, I think. Every figure here looks amazing. I know Jubilee's got single jointed elbows, but at least she's not on the big breasted Storm and Psylocke body. She's on like a more teen appropriate body, which is what Jubilee should be on. So I'm really happy with this. That Forge looks so much better than the original one that was released. Like Forge has always been like this bulky tech genius to me. So this looks more like Forge to me than the other one. This all looks great. I love that Storm head as well with the short hair. It's a new look for Storm that we haven't had before. And yeah, really happy. And I finally get Bubblegum Jubilee, lost to the sands of time in Aberystwyth. I finally get a second chance of that. So I was static with this set.
Basically, when Rich moved, he lost that head, essentially. So he's forever been missing that Bubblegum head. But now he has an opportunity to get another one. Yeah, again, I like both these 3-packs. It's so good getting the team in uniforms actually in the same set. So again, we'll talk about prices at the end of this, but in regards to it, I'm with you. And yeah, that's the reason why she's not got the double jointed elbows, isn't it? Because she's on they've changed the torso, upper part of the body essentially. They have upgraded the legs. The legs are pinless. And the arms are pinless as well, but all single jointed females have been pinless. So Brandon, again, thoughts on these upgrades? Worthy upgrades for the new design?
I think as Rich said, Forge is definitely the star of the pack here, just because of how much of an update he is. I think it's nice to see another Storm in the line, as well as Jubilee, both being pinless. I think the appeal here is the same as with those Alien Rangers. You're getting one whole team from one classic iconic cover, all in one go, and that is what makes it the hardest to resist. I think, that it's like these are pretty much, for the most part, all new, all singing, all dancing, all bells and whistles figures that is all in one go. Like, that's a really huge selling point to me.
Absolutely.
As someone who's like, this is not my definitive X-Men, I have no need for this whatsoever. Seeing that picture like that side by side and you guys holding up a Wolverine, I'm like, oh, that looks really cool.
What's
really
great
cool
about the X-Men is that like their character designs are so unique. I know they're all wearing the same uniform, but they still have so much about themselves just in what's visible, if that sort of makes sense. You know what I mean? It doesn't just look like 3 women all wearing the same outfit. They very distinctly, clearly, any casual fan can still clearly see, oh, that's Jubilee, that's a Storm. Do you know, so I like how, yes, they're all in uniform, yes, they're all part of the X-Men, but they're all still clearly those individual characters that we all love. And yeah, some of these, like you said, like Rich, Banshee and Forge wore these outfits for a lot longer as well. So these can be in.
Yeah. Forge still wears it now, even. I mean,
yeah.
That's just like both. I think that's why they put those in 2 separate sets, because I think they are probably the 2 main ones. If they had put them together, I think that set would have sold far more than the other one. So I think spreading those 2 out is probably a good decision.
Yeah. And as well, I think I wonder how much we would have wanted these or been as hungry for these if they drip fed them out, right? In the same way that they did the Jim Lee X-Men, that 90s team over 2016, 17, 18, 19, give or take. I wonder if they drip fed those like that from last year to the next few years. Would we have all wanted it as much? I don't know.
Hype would definitely. They will sell more of this team, releasing them all
Having
together.
It all in one go.
100%.
So,
because, for example, I've just got the 3-pack. Well, I say I've just got it. I've had it for a few weeks now. The Venom 3-pack with the rest of the Life Foundation symbiotes. Do you know, with Agony and Riot. And, I've finally got that team complete. But, they're all out of sync, as in Agony and Scream are both on different bodies. One's pinless, one isn't, and because we've had so long waiting in between, I haven't been that excited to get it out or anything. So where you're going to be well excited to open these up and to find a display space straight away. To just look great.
Have that team together.
Yeah,
I agree. Because I think as well it makes more casual collectors like me that, as far as I'm concerned, I got my Jim Lee team, I'm good. This is
as I said, Jim Lee, the animated series Jim Lee style outfits will always be my X-Men forever and a day. It's not going to change. That's just what's burnt in my brain. But this, for me, is still a fun, clearly iconic X-Men look from that era. Do you know, like, and it's a kick off of that great storyline as well, where they start going into space and stuff. So, and so many other side characters can get involved with this. Like, this is the start of a whole section of the display if they continue doing all those characters from the She-Hulk and stuff like that. So, I really like it. Rectangular says in the chat, the weapon with Forge is corny as fuck. Yeah, I agree. I don't think anyone thinks that weapon Forge has is amazing. That's just reuse from.
I think it's amazing.
It's just, no, you don't. It's just don't, because people believe you when you say stuff like this, Brandon. These are the holes you dig. It's a terrible gun.
Yeah, like it's Forge is a tech. Yeah, Forge is a tech genius. He's not going to have like a freaking AR-15, is he?
But my point is, that's a terrible molded gun. He can't even hold it.
They could give him like his neutralizer gun that he like shoots at Storm and depowers her for like 5 years. There's a lot of different weapons they could have given Forge.
That's if I'm not mistaken, that's repainted from like the single packed Hydra goons from way back in the day, 2014. They've got much better guns in their library to give us than that. Give us some that I don't know. Who's another tech genius? Cable had some cyborg style guns. Like, I don't mind a wacky looking gun for someone like Forge. I just wish he could hold it better than that. So that's all.
Yeah, that's fair. That's 100% fair.
That's all. And as I was jokingly saying that he does have a pin in his upper thigh, so Forge is not technically 100% pinless. Just throwing that out there for people to see, but it is reuse. It is reuse from the previous Forge, but still, other than that, it's all good. Looks really good. All the heads.
I agree with Caleb Fangman. He says, Fangman. He says Forge is sad. He misses Bishop.
He does indeed. But all of these have got the face printed tech, as we were talking about, and not as many complaints with Forge and the Jubilee. What do you think of the Jubilee heads? Since we were just talking about Psylocke, do you like these, Rich?
They just reuses, isn't they? I don't think they knew heads.
We haven't got they're reuse heads, but we haven't got the digital face printing tech for.
No, I like both the Jubilee faces look really good. So yeah. And I'm just happy to get Bubblegum Jubilee. Yeah. So hooray.
To be fair, with the double bubblegum head and the glasses on, it hides the face anyway, but still gives you the characteristics of Jubilee. So anyway, there's the free pack. So let me just grab my phone real quick, because as I said, our good friend Phil Hill Phones, he did put in our group a little breakdown of the prices in different places. So this is basically going to be for our UK friends. So I apologise for the US, but in the UK, if you want these, but obviously the price is pretty high for these free packs, no denying it. Next year is going to be painful for a lot of our wallets. It's just unrealistic to get everything these days. You definitely got to pick and choose. But these free packs are very desirable. And on ID, so in demand toys, the free packs are £75.98, not including shipping. On Star Action figures, they are £74.95. Not including shipping, but if you order it, but you get free shipping on anything over 50 quid, I think, on both of these sites anyway. So basically £1 cheaper on Star Action figures. And then Comic and Cocktails in the UK, the free packs are £69.99. So that's nearly over £6 difference compared to in-demand toys. I think that's free shipping as well on Comic and Cocktails. So in regards to those free, Comic and Cocktails, definitely the cheaper. Not the quickest always, but the cheapest. And Kapow Toys, £72.95, so somewhere in between. And I would say they're the four main ones. In-demand toys, Star Action figures, Comic and Cocktails, and Kapow Toys. So, yeah, if you're looking for the cheapest option, it's Comic and Cocktails. But in regards to the speed of delivery and stuff, that's a different conversation. But all of them, very reliable, very trustworthy. I would have no complaints ordering from any of those. Most expensive is in-demand toys at £75.98. Cheapest, Comic and Cocktail, £69.99. So there you go. Just for the UK, heads up, just for anyone curious. It's always nice to know those type of things, because again, price hurts. But let's move away from these free packs and keep going. More X-Men. There's Dan showing off the last figure to complete that team, of course. Wolverine, we've already got that in hand. Rich was showing it off. Now this is my favourite reveal. Now we already seen the leak from this, and people knew it was coming, but it is always nice to get these things officially, as I said. So we get Blob, and Blob is actually up for pre-order as well. And I have the promo images for the big fat bastard. Where is he? There he is. Plastic-free packaging. So Blob comes with 2 heads, 2 sets of hands, 2 fisted hands, 2 grabby hands. It's a redo, it's not just a reissue of the old Builder figure. It is all new. He's completely pinless, and he's not as mouty. That's what I said in my recap video. I hope you know what I mean by saying that. The Build-A-Figure had lots of flaps on him, lots of folds and flaps and creases, where this guy is a little more round, I guess. A bit more smooth skin. He hasn't got as many flaps on him. Disgusting describing it like that, but hopefully you know where I'm going. And it's not like a soft plastic like Mojo either. They did say that it is like a hard shell plastic, but there's more articulation in the diaphragm than you would expect. Dan did make a point to show that off, but it is always nice to have options with the 2 heads, 2 hands. The Build-A-Figure definitely didn't have that, and I think he scales well as well with the regular Legends. If I can find a picture here of him next to, I think I had a picture next to Gambit. There he is. I think he scales pretty well next to the team. Not massively monstrous, but obviously still a big fat bastard. And he can fit in a couple of teams as well within the X-Men universe. So, I really like this. It was one of those characters that I didn't have in my collection. Didn't want to pay the over £100 for on the aftermarket. And granted, this is still a high price for the deluxe, but it's still a lot cheaper than it would have been trying to get Blob in your Blob in your collection from the aftermarket. So anyway, I really like this. One of probably my favorite reveal of the stream. Very happy to just know that Blob's coming. Yeah, my thoughts. Rich, your thoughts, Blob.
This looks great. I think it's genius from Hasbro as well, is that they finally got a selfie body now for 75% of their audience. Thanks, Hasbro. Can't wait to get my head on that.
Is the Blob going to be an option now for the selfie series as people are skipping through? They're like,
I think they should make it, because I think more people would buy that than a Pink Ranger body, to be honest with you. But I would be there. I would be there for a Blob. But I like the head articulation on Blob, the way like his neck could move. I thought that was really good.
It's hidden in the neck, isn't it? Yeah.
A lot more like articulation than I thought from a figure like this. Like, he seems to have more than Mojo anyway, but obviously Mojo's like from the lower half down. Mojo doesn't have any legs, so this already has more articulation than Mojo. Just looks really, really good. I think he fits in with your classic Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. I think he fits in with your like modern day X-Men, with your X-Men arcade people. Like, he just fits in a lot of different places, and I think he looks really good. So, like, surrounded by the rest of his Brotherhood, that's where he's got on my shelf. He's just looks like a cracking figure. So I'm happy to get this, and happy that I don't have to pick up 7 other figures to get him either.
Yeah, and again, people are complaining about the prices, but for this one in particular, just think if you needed to add Blob to your collection, the only other option was the Build-A-Figure, which was going for over £100 on the aftermarket. So instantly, you've saved yourself half the price for the deluxe. Granted, it's still a high price for what it is. No one's arguing there, but it's still much cheaper than the Build-A-Figure. So I'm happy at this opportunity to get a better version of Blob. Like Rich said, that neck articulation is hidden like in the body, so it moves a lot better than you'd expect. And it's the advantage of a character not changing his design too much over the years, because he's generational at this point. He can fit in different teams from different eras. So yeah, I like it, as I keep saying. But Brandon, you in on Blob? Did you have the Build-A-Figure at all?
I didn't have the Build-A-Figure, but I think this one is by far and away, same with MODOK, same with Mojo, is so much better than the previous release, because it brings that figure in it brings that character in line with the rest of our modernized collection. Like Rich says, the added articulation at the neck, even just the way it looks, it's so much more aesthetically pleasing. I think it's so much more fun to look at, to deal with than the older one. Like, the older Blob was just ugly. Like, it was a great figure, and I suppose it was meant to be ugly, but this one is just so much better looking, I think. Two sets of hands, 2 heads. Yeah, you can't go wrong here. I think of everything that was revealed this week, if there's anything I end up getting, this stands the most likely chance, for sure.
Blob was the first thing I pre-ordered. When the pre-orders went up, I hesitated on other things, started to weigh up my options on price, but Blob, I was like, nah, instantly I want Blob. If the Build-A-Figure came available at around this price point, I may have pulled the trigger in the past, but it never did. That's the point. It's always higher. And Hasbro are getting around to redoing all of those old Build-A-Figures, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Literally, not many Toy Biz figures can hold up in a modern collection. Just for my opinion, just my own opinion. I know that's not everyone's thoughts, but I think a Toy Biz figure sticks out like a Thor form now in a modern Hasbro display. Just my opinion.
And none of them have the articulation scheme.
Of course.
An articulation scheme that can compare to today's.
And
that's all.
Blob's completely pinless as well.
And that's just that.
So, yeah, all good, all good. So, anyway, there's Blob, up for pre-order. So, again, I said I pre-ordered it. Richard, you in on this? You pre-ordered it. And Brandon, you have pre-ordered it, or are you going to?
Might do at some point.
Okay, I think the Hill phones give me the rundown on Blob as well. So again, for the UK people out there, on in-demand toys, this is $52.99. Star Action figures, $51.95. Both free shipping as well, over £50. Comic and Cocktails, $49.99. And then Kapow Toys, $49.95. So the cheapest place to buy Blob in the UK is actually Kapow Toys. Okay, so if you want to go for the cheapest option, Kapow Toys. And again, Kapow Toys ain't exactly slow or anything like that. You will get it in a timely manner. They are saying May for this on Pulse, but we know what distribution has been like. If now the will could change in 2023. It could be a different place in regards to distribution and stuff like that. So we don't know if the pattern of getting things earlier in the UK is going to continue. It's been great. It's been a fun ride. But it hasn't always been this way, so I wouldn't be surprised if it did change for the new year. But if distribution continues in the same pattern that it has done in 2022, I wouldn't be surprised to see these in hands like January. Maybe late January, but maybe trickling through. At least overseas, at least. Maybe not here, but all I'm saying, first quarter, the packaging's done. They're up for pre-order. They've got them in hand. The factory's probably already made them. They're on the way. They're on the way, people. So start planning, because you need to. That's what's so bad about all these pre-order dates, is that you try and budget for these higher price points, but then they hit you out of nowhere and you're not expecting them, and that's what hurts you the most. It's like
that's why I'm not pre-ordering.
Yeah, it's dangerous now. It's genuinely dangerous.
I will pick it up as and when.
So
me and Brandon were speaking about this like earlier in the week, but I think next year I'm definitely cutting back on non-Legends lines, unfortunately, because I can't afford to keep up with everything. So it's like I like the Legends figures, I like Marvel, so I'm still going to be getting most of these, but with other things, it's going to be like the odd figure, I think, of everything else.
Yeah, I think
and same for me, like, because I don't want people to think I'm being a Scrooge bar humbug about these amazing figures. Like on a regular day, I would have gotten both 3-packs plus Wolverine plus Blob, but it comes to a point you just have to be realistic that like you can see them just here. I have the Jim Lee team. That is my go-to X team.
Yeah, no, it's fair. I think a lot of people are going to be having those conversations with themselves. We always say it on this stream, right? Sure. We welcome everybody that collects in all different forms. We're not like, that's the great thing about this hobby in general, is that there's no like one rule that everyone has to follow. Agreed. You create your own rules. You can break your own rules. Collect how you want to collect. Buy, sell, rearrange. Like, it's completely up to you. So a lot of people are going to be having those internal conversations with themselves, thinking, okay, they look great. I would like them, but realistically, is this going to stop me from buying something I'd want more? I already have maybe a couple of X-Men on the shelf. Like, so yeah, it's fair comments and fair conversation to have. I'm the same. The only other line that I really go all in on is the NECA Turtle cartoon stuff. Everything else I dabble. I like to say I dabble in. Like, I'd love to get more Power Rangers or more wrestling or more whatever else, but I can't because of my focus is on world building this Marvel 616 universe I've got behind me, unless it's on the floor most of the time. Look at that. Look at that. Just on the floor. Ridiculous.
I think, just thinking about it, I think the only thing I'm 100% all in for next, out of what has been shown for next year, I think is, I'll throw Blob in, but probably Blob, Ultimate Cap, and Extremis Iron Man. Because I think so far all we've had is that Avengers wave, this new X-Men wave that we'll come on to, and then these 3-packs, right?
Yeah, and just a few random figures here and there, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is still a lot, and the year's hardly got going. Do you know what I mean? We've still got the 60th anniversary.
2023, and that's already like near on 20 figures.
We've still got the 2023 summer program, which Dan Yu confirmed to us is not X-Men, so it could probably be the Avengers.
This is the spring anniversary program.
We've still got all the MCU movies that are always going to have a wave and product related to that. Like, this is still, even though we've seen all this for 2023, this is still less than 10% of the new year.
Plus 2 Disney Plus waves.
Exactly. This is 10% of the new year. There's still so much to be shown. That's why we've been streaming 122 weeks in a row. And let's be honest, for 122 weeks, there's nearly been new Marvel Legends news to talk about every single week. So there's no slowing down. There's no slowing down at all. Our purchasing may be slowing down due to these prices, which I'm sure is the same for everybody. But the product ain't going to be slowing down, that's for sure. But
I do wonder, though, in 2024, if there will be less, because obviously, like, they work 18 months in advance, they said, that they work on these waves. So I think before, like, the economy crashed, like, earlier this year everywhere, I like next year was probably already planned, and coming out of COVID is probably the first year they back to like normal production, normal everything. So I do wonder like if the year after in 2024, if maybe there'll be less that year type of thing.
I agree. I agree, especially if buying habits are less and Hasbro don't want to make as many quantities of certain things. Who knows? Again, all of these things are going to have effect for sure. Mini Plastic Multiverse in the chat says exactly the same for me. It's time to focus down on the figures I really love. Gone are the days where I pick up everything I like the look of. And I've definitely been through those phases where I've picked up stuff just for curiosity's sake or just because it looks cool, or I watched one review and that person liked it, so I just brought it. Like, yeah, gone are those days. You gotta be a little bit more picky. But it is no secret that me, Rich, and Brandon love our Marvel Legends. But so that will always try and climb its way through to the front. But yeah, interesting new year for sure. We shall see. And this is just Legends. This is just Legends. But moving on, we've got another single release that has went up for pre-order today as well. So this is the Outback Rogue, even though it doesn't say Outback on the packaging, I don't think, anywhere. Let me have a quick look. So there's Blob, and then the Outback Rogue went up for pre-order today. And no, it just says Marvel's Rogue. Odd. So she only comes with an interchangeable set of hands. So now for Rogue, in regards to price, she's $23.99. Shout out Pix and Plastic for the donation there. Thank you very much. Today I picked up... Oh, wait, no, that's your old one. I was about to read your other one. Let me scroll up. Can't wait for the full team of Imperial Guard and maybe some swimsuit X-Men. Okay, Pix and Plastic is definitely Mark Tatzak. No one else. No one else loves swimsuit X-Men as much as Mark Tatzak. Pix and Plastic is just an alias of Mark Tatzak. I've got you, Mark. I know who it is. Thank you very much, Mark. Yes, the full Imperial Guard would be great. And I'm sure more Shi'ar are coming because Dan did tease on the stream. We may get some more characters from that cover. So we're getting to that at the end when we recap. But we keeping on Rogue here. She's at about the £24 price point here. And all we're getting is an interchangeable set of hands. New body, though. Completely pinless, it seems. Both legs and feet are double jointed pinless. So she's on an updated body. New head sculpt. Figure looks nice. But what are our overall thoughts on this as a product? Rich?
I mean, like, of the... What I said about the female heads, I know some people don't like this hair, but I think this one looks the best, to be honest with you. I quite like this face and this hair sculpt. I think it looks decent. It looks kind of like J. Scott Campbell-y kind of rogue type of thing. It doesn't look like the Mark Silvestri one, I'll give it that. But I think with the body, obviously, it's just... There's no sculpting at all. It's just like a black body with a green swimsuit like painted over the top of it. Yeah. So, I mean, it is quite basic. Again, with the gloves going all the way up, you couldn't really give her bare hands or anything because she'd have had to take like the whole glove off. So I don't mind that it comes with only those hands, but I just think it's quite a basic release for a single release. But I like this era of Uncanny X-Men. Like, obviously, we need Psylocke more than anything in her armored look. But, I mean, to get Rogue in this look, I'm quite happy with this on the shelf. I don't mind the face. I know some people do, but then I didn't like the face on Psylocke and some people like that. So we're all different, aren't we?
Exactly. No, again, I tell this to people all the time. The comments may disagree with me, but there are no right and wrong answers. It is genuinely your personal preference on these things. And I genuinely, the selling point of this figure is... If you want an Outback Rogue, do you want a modern, updated Outback Rogue for the shelf? This is the closest you're going to get. But it's very lackluster, is for sure. It's just a painted base body with a Rogue head on there. So yeah, for me, with all these different teams of the X-Men, it's these type of figures that may be getting cut because there's nothing desirable. It's not like she has a extra head, a different expression, or something interesting. It's just plain and simple Outback Rogue for a display. Brandon, thoughts?
I think if you want that Outback team, I think if you like this version of Rogue, then yeah, it's a solid release. I mean, you got two pairs of hands, plus a nice decent head sculpt. She's all pinless. I think it's the Shriek body, right? Double jointed, this, that, and the other. So yeah, I think if it was me and this was a character that. If they released a character that I really, really wanted and a look that I really, really liked that had those accessories and was on that body, I'd be over the moon. So if you're a fan of this particular version of Rogue, then yeah, I think this is a win.
Jason Lopez in the chat says, gotta give this Rogue a meh. And I think I'm with you. I want to like it because I would like to have the Outback team on the shelf, but I don't know. I just look at it and think there's no there's nothing with it. Like, this is the type of figure you put in a 2-pack with someone else, I think, and then you can justify it. Shishi Wee Wee, thank you very much for the $1. Says, I'm really hoping to see a 2-pack of Outback, Storm, and Psylocke. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I've spoke to Rich about that Outback Psylocke a few times. I really like that look for Psylocke, and it's vastly different to anything else we're used to seeing Psylocke in. So, again, this is the type of figure I'd probably get out of FOMO, knowing at some point we're going to get Outback Psylocke and some of the others, and I'm going to need her to fit in the team. I did look on Marvelous News earlier, so Rich can fact check these for us. So Marvelous News put these up and sort of said the teams of what have been released so far. So I think he put one up for Outback. Let's have a look. Scrolling through. No, he didn't. Never mind. I think he did.
I don't need JC to tell me what Outback has been put out. So we've got Outback Rogue.
Yeah. Okay.
We've got Longshot and Dazzler have been put out. Psylocke hasn't. I mean, Wolverine obviously has.
In the brown.
Havoc can fit in there with the last one that was released with his head bits going on. Colossus needs a new figure.
He's completely got no
he's just got his pants and that big belt type of thing. Because obviously he's in Australia. It's hot being a metal man.
Especially when you're all metal, yeah, for sure. What about Storm? The 80s Storm jacket.
Yeah. Storm needs a new look. It's when she's got like the all black with like the lightning bolt on it type of thing.
Oh, okay.
That costume, I think.
Okay.
Oh no, it's when she's in. I think she's in a mohawk for the bit of it as well.
This is what I'm saying. Well, that Storm, I can't find it on my display, but we do have a Storm with like the leather jacket and stuff. Can we use that as an Outback Storm?
You kind of can. That's like who like the Marauders, Massacre type of look when she's like leading them all up.
Yeah, maybe a head swap like you said on it. Maybe.
It's Storm in the Outback, so she's got her hair is long again, so it's kind of like it's not like a white costume with the 2 X's on it.
Yeah, I'm having a look. I'm just googling it.
It's like that, but it's the one with the lightning bolt down the middle, so it's usually in black. I think it was like the first ever Storm figure we got, the Toy Biz version. It's like that with like the mad Mark Silvestri hair, so she's got like the long hair again with it.
So I'm looking on Google now real quick. Here's the Outback team page. These team pages. That's tiny. What's the ridiculous? Let's see if that'll work. Yeah, that one. There we go. Can I zoom in a little bit? There we go. So yeah, so she has got the jacket with the bigger hair. So maybe you did a head swap on that jacketed body. Maybe.
That's not so. It's not so much that look. It is. Oh, let me find it.
I did just Google Outback Storm. Is it one of these? There's an Outback team. There's an Outback team.
No, not that one. Go down. That's a modern day version of it. Oh, see on the left, right on the left, on the good left a bit. Yeah, go down. See right
this
next
one.
to it. The Storm. No, the right next to the window. This is on the main page, not on the window you just opened. On the main.
Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Ah, this one. What? That one.
Down one. There, that one. It's that look.
Okay, that one's from Twitter. There you go. We're getting to the bottom of this, people here. We're journalists live. There we go. So that's an artist. That's a particular artist drawing it, but that particular look with the we have got that in figure form somewhere down the line. But look, I want that.
It's like a really bad Christmas game there, wasn't it? Down a bit. Move that one.
Next week on Up and Down live with Dan and Rich. No one would watch. Amanda, stop messaging me on Facebook. Ridiculous. We live in the same house. Does anyone else have people do that? Like, you live in the same house as one, but they message you. Ridiculous. Just shout. Okay, let's keep going. Your balance back. So yeah, I think in regards to Outback, I will get Storm. I will get Rogue out of FOMO, maybe, but I won't be like rushing to her. This is the weird thing. It's different for me because I have a YouTube channel which is focused on Legends. Obviously, I'm always eager to get new Legends to talk about and share with you guys. So, like, do I, for my own personal collection, desperately want to run and grab this? No, not necessarily. But I obviously would like to pick her up for my Outback team and that sort of building. But Anyway, there's Rogue. She's
But when this hits the second week of January, we'll be like, "Pal, welcome back to the channel. It's Dan with the Outback Rogue review. Check me out."
100%. You're not even wrong. 100%. And then I'll be acting like I love it as well, of course, because obviously Shield Dan can only be positive in a review. Ridiculous. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay, anyway, there's Rogue.
You should just do a review as you just go, "This is shit," and then just have like the end screen for like 3 minutes instead.
Just walk off. Go, this is shit. Just silence. Just get one of those like Wild West balls rolling past. What am I talking about? What are they called? What's that?
Tumbleweed.
Tumbleweed. Wild West balls. What am I talking about? Ridiculous. What the fuck's a Wild West ball? Tumbleweed is the word I wanted. So Brandon, you on the Outback team? I assume if you're not on the yellow and blue, you're not in the Outback.
Yeah, no, Outback is yeah.
That's fair. I think this
It's
is
a good era though. With all the
this is Robo's era. Robo's always talking about Outback.
Yeah, I'd probably go X-Men Evolution, Jim Lee, maybe like Astonishing,
Evolution, like X-Men Evolution. Who puts that on top? No one puts
Brandon
that on top.
Who else? X-Men Evolution. Yeah, Jim Lee. Then probably like that Astonishing era, like Avengers versus X-Men era kind of on.
Oh,
look.
you two and your
really
Hope
like
Summers. Oh my god.
We need New Hope. I've got hope for a New Hope. That's all I'm saying. Right, let's keep going. Let's move away from the world of X-Men just for a moment and go into a world that you know I really love. Let me just have an opportunity. Look at this glorious wall. Look at this wall, people. Look at that.
Is this retro card? We didn't get that confirmed, did we?
No, we didn't, annoyingly. There's some more on this wall over here. So look, there's a nice space for an extra retro card. But Dan Yoon did not mention retro card. So this is, of course...
so this could be on VHS in a 2-pack.
I don't think so either, because the only thing that's been confirmed, because this is a sort of digital render reveal. Yeah, so the only thing that was confirmed, this is a Walmart exclusive. So that makes me think it's not on the VHS line, because all the VHS figures so far have been Pulse and Disney Store sort of exclusives, and the 2-packs. I just don't see a random 2-pack going to
Lizard was a...
on the retro card, which does give me hope. And considering Rich Always reminds me, Dan confirmed there is another retro card rave coming. Retro cards may not be dead. However, I still think they're
not dead. Not me. I'm not dead. The retro cards are not dead.
I'm just building myself up for like disappointment. I told you, that's all it is. Because then I'll be really happy when they're still alive. That's all it is. That's just my philosophy on this. So I absolutely 100,000% want this to be on retro card. I may even message Hasbro right now and ask them the question and get this clarified, because it will just bug me for entirety. This is, of course, Kraven the Hunter in his animated Spider-Man colours, which are a little bit more colourful and bright to the comics. But if you love that animated show so much, like I do, when you think of Kraven, you do. My mind does go to these brighter colours. So we have got 2 other Kravens in the past. One was way back in the Rhino Build-A-Figure wave. The other one came in like the 2-pack with the symbiote Spider-Man from the Last Hunt sort of storyline. Both of them are very similar, but got like different shoes and different legs. I think one has the schools and the knee pads, one doesn't. So this one, I can't really tell from the digital render as such how new or anything it is, because we know what it's like with Hasbro. You can't trust the digital render. Like, it might have pins on the digital render, the figure may not have pins, etc., or the other way around. So it has no pins on the digital render. So I would like to hope it's new. It looks like a ball joint rather than a ab crunch on the waist there, on the diaphragm there, but you can't tell. You can't see those lines for the crunch because of the jacket. The jacket does look like a redo of the previous one. There's no reason for the other one. I'm trying to see find my other one on the shelf real quick to pick it up, but I can't find him. So again, we don't know much about this. So all the stuff I want to know about this, I don't know. Is it on the retro card? We don't know. Unlikely, but I hope so. And yeah, I think this is all he comes with as well in regards to accessories, just his spear, which again is reused. We've seen this with Shuri, we've hurt him so many times. So I like this though. I'm a sucker for the Spider-Man stuff. Sucker. So my opinions are completely biased on this. I will buy my 3rd Kraven for the collection. Why the heck not? Brandon, your thoughts on Kraven?
I think I'm all in for this. I think. I have both the previous Kravens. I was meant to sell one of the 2 before this happened because I anticipated this happening. Didn't get around to it. I did a U. And so, yeah, I'm a bit torn. But I think the more we're seeing the animated versions of these characters, I think the more likely I am to get them, because it's just fun to have that. Like, again, if I could choose to have X-Men Evolution figures, I would. So I feel like good karma is if I support Spider-Man animated characters, then I might get more X-Men animated characters or Avengers animated characters down the line.
I'm just trying to Google.
Probably not, but putting it into the universe is never a bad thing.
I'm just looking for the
It says posing animated Cyclops.
The old card back here real quick. See if I can get a decent image of it. There we go. Shout out Damon in the chat. He said, can I put up the old card back? So here is back in the Toy Biz days, in the 90s. Remember the 90s? Good old days. Brandon was born middle of them, I think. I was there for all of it. I've seen the whole thing. And Spider-Man retro card. This is what the retro card is a tribute to, of course. This Toy Biz line. And Craven, yes, was absolutely on it in those same brighter animated style colours. So that is where they're drawing inspiration from, that animated show. So I want it to be on the retro card so much, right? I don't want to get my hopes up, because I think Dan would have said if it was on the retro card, right? That's part of the gimmick. It's the retro card. It's a gimmick. So it's a selling point.
Or there's two points of excitement there. One is excitement to the fact that we're actually getting a new Craven. Two is a point that we're actually getting an animated Craven. And then down the line would be another excitement point and it's on the retro card, cherry on top.
I hope so. I'm going to try and find out, people.
Setting it up for like a 20th or first of the month type.
I'm 100% going to reach out and try and find out the answer to this. Whether they tell me or not is a different thing, but I'm going to ask the question. Rich, what are your thoughts on this new Craven? One you need?
I don't like him at all. I just think it looks too cartoony. Like, I'm half expecting his chest to start going like, Simba, this is your kingdom. It just looks too cartoon like to me.
I get it.
It doesn't fit, like, because Craven in the comics is a badass. And this doesn't fit with my Craven. I'm happy with the Craven I've got. But if you're a fan of the animated show and like that version, it's a good one to get.
Yeah, I completely get what you're saying.
I think that 2-pack Craven is still number one Craven.
Yeah, that's the best sort of Sinister Six, early Sinister Six Craven, yeah.
But what I like about this head sculpt is it's not like the thing that holds the 2-pack Craven back is it's like a permanently screaming head. Whereas I like that this is like a bit more of a grizzled head.
Yeah.
And they should use the digital face printing tech on this, so it'll look a little nicer.
Exactly.
The other ones are a little bit cartoonier, but you know what I mean, painted wise. But yeah, I get what Rich is saying. For 100%,
I agree
for the aesthetic for the comic, it's not really Craven style, but it was animated.
It's a much better looking lion though than it is on the what is that on Toy Biz Craven? It doesn't even look like a lion. It just looks like two green nipples.
He's got two green eye nipples. Yeah. I never noticed that as a kid. You ruined that toy for me now. But yeah, you're right. Two green eye nipples. His nipples are looking at us. What the fuck? It's weird. Yeah, I wonder if any kids ever ask their mum, like, why is Craven's nipples looking at me, mummy? That would have been a weird conversation to have. But there you go. Craven on the retro card. We want it to happen. Is it going to happen? We don't know. But here is Craven happening nevertheless in his animated style colours. I do think next year will be an interesting year for the animated Spider-Man show as they move away from retro to the VHS. Dan Yoon seems very excited about it. He's already confirmed that there's going to be new figures in that line, not just repaints, and he says one of them has potential to be the best figure of the year. So if you're a Spider-Man animated fan, I do think 2023 will be a good year. And Craven, I genuinely think, this is my prediction, this is a single packed in the plastic free packaging, just boxed figure, Walmart exclusive. I don't think this is retro card. I think if this is the digital render, this was created when they cut off the retro cards for a time being. Now I know they've said different things since then, but there was a window where Hasbro said no retro cards. This could be in that window. That's all I'm saying. That's just all I'm saying. Just using what I know to try and guess, but there you go. Next up, doesn't matter if it's retro or not, it's not going to be, but it doesn't matter to anybody. It is an updated version of the PS4 or PS5 Spider-Man. I do think Dwight did say it was the Spider-Man from the PS5 game, as it's the new one, which is Spider-Man and Miles, which has Venom in it, and he said they got sent early images. So this will be a slightly different design to the previous Spider-Man PS4 Spider-Man that we already have. Now that was on an
less
old
polygons.
There you go, less polygons for sure.
Yeah.
this previous one was on an older body, so it had the pins. But if you were thinking, oh, I've got that other one, now I need to upgrade, technically they are going to be two different designs. Very similar, granted, but I do think there's going to be some subtle differences in the designs of these two Spider-Man bodies. I always say, I stay away from Gamerverse figures. I think I've got every single Gamerverse figure that was ever released, annoyingly. Like, that's the type of idiot I am, people, right? So I'm like, oh, I don't really want Gamerverse figures, but I end up with all of them because they are Build-A-Figure pieces or they're on sale or whatever. I get FOMO, I don't know. So I'm looking at this thinking, I don't need it. But will I get it? Yeah, probably.
You're looking at this saying you don't need it. This is the most Gamerverse figure to get of all the Gamerverse figures they've done.
Well, he is completely pinless. They haven't used...
I'm pretty sure, didn't Dan confirm this is the...
Renew Your Vows body. Now, yeah, which is great, but if you go back to the Gamerverse Miles, he was on a brand new, like... He got given the MCU treatment, where it's like unique sculpting and textures.
Like, Miles didn't get hardly any love at all in the freaking line. Miles deserved a new body. I saw that same criticism all over Instagram.
I'm not disagreeing. It's not so much a criticism. It's an observation. I'm just saying it's not got the sculpted texture on it. It's just a repaint of a figure.
But Peter's got another 50 figures coming out last year, this year, next year, and the year after that. Throw it on the same damn body. I don't care.
It's true.
That's all I'm saying.
He comes with
Miles has got like what, 3 figures in like 5 years, 6 years.
It was just an observation that sometimes they treat Gamerverse figures the same way they do MCU, and they give them some unique sculpts. That was the only observation I'm making, where this is just a straight up repaint. So again, wasn't a complaint. I'm just giving people the facts. It does come with all the different. We've seen these in different spaces, right? Some of them came with the recent cel shaded Spider-Man. A few of these came with some of the retro carded Spider-Man. I think somewhere, the armored Spider-Man has some. Where did the net come from? Do you know the one that goes around the torso, like the upper body? I can't remember who that came with. Does anyone remember off the top of their head? Someone in the chat will know for sure. That's a cool web effect where it looks like the spot, like he's webbed up a villain, especially in relation to the game as well, because you can do that all over the place in the game. And there's always someone robbing a car or robbing a bank on the street. It's crazy neighborhood. But anyway. Spider-Man, PS4 or PS5. Maybe we'll have more figures come from the game. Who knows? It is a very nice Spider-Man design. I like the white contrast on the reds and blue. It's very different to the comics. Never really been seen in the comics. The whole point of it being in the game, so it had that difference. I like the design. I'll probably end up getting it. I'm an idiot. Rich, what do you think? Did you play the game at all? I think you did, right?
Yeah, I played both of them. I haven't got a PlayStation 5 yet, but I am itching nearer to getting one as they release more games like only for PlayStation 5s. Like Rob Pollock was on about the Midnight Suns game, I think it's just come out, and that's PlayStation 5 exclusive. So I was like, can I justify that much money just for one game? And I was like, no, you can't, Rich. Don't buy it. Don't give into it. So I've got Marvel Snap on my phone. What a brilliant game that is. Play it all day.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a good thing. I think as well, there's a lot of people like who like the games, who don't read comic books, who not into MCU, but like the games because it was a well-received, well-reviewed game, and the sequel, Miles Morales, as well, was well-received. So for people who missed out on that figure, it's a good figure to get. It's not one that I need at all in my collection, but it is nice for everyone else. I can live through everyone else and enjoy it through that.
It's what's weird is like, we grew up with the crappy PS1 Spider-Man type thing.
That's not crappy. That PlayStation 1 game is amazing.
Yeah, I'm not. I really enjoyed that game too, of course. But let's be honest, stepping back, looking at it with our eyes now,
it's not that. It's a really good PlayStation 1 game. Is it Neversoft?
Well, okay. Well, in regards to graphics, you compare the two. Obviously, this is a whole generation different. Just think, that's the type of games that kids are growing up on now, and you wonder why kids don't want to leave the house, like when they've got VR and shit.
I remember the blooming Mega Drive Spider-Man game where you'd just be like running in warehouses, like up and down. You could crawl the wall a little bit. You just stick there and jump across. Yeah. So I mean, it's like upgrading on that, but it is a good game, and it's a really good storyline as well. Like if nothing else,
I've played the game.
Watch it on YouTube.
I'm much like you, where I don't play. I think I play a bit of Warzone with a few friends on the PlayStation. Rarely, like maybe one night a week if we're lucky. Trying to get adults to make a quad online is impossible when people have kids and shit. So I rarely play the PlayStation. So I thought to myself, there's no point buying a PS5 because I play for like an hour a week, if that. It would just be a glorified Blu-ray player or a streaming device for the missus. So I'm like you, where I'd like the concept that I do have a PS5, but I have to hold my horses here. Brandon, when it comes to this Spider-Man, are you in? You seemed excited about it.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I love the suit. I didn't really play the game. I'm not much of a gamer, but I love the design of this suit. It's one of my favorite designs of Peter Parker in a long time. It feels fresh. It feels dynamic. It feels new. Like when you watch the gameplay or even the trailers of that game, like it to me, this is like one of the best modern looking suits. Like I love it. I absolutely love it. So I had the previous one, and I think when they announced that there would be another, or when the rumors started that there would be another game, which would eventually be this one coming with Venom, I sold it because I anticipated we would get a new version at some point. So I'm really happy to see it. I think I saw someone in the chat had mentioned about the webs and the budget. As an educated guess, I agree. I would much rather have two fists, two whipping hands, two wall crawling hands.
Yeah, missing hands, ain't they? Yeah.
But if I remember rightly, I'm sure someone said on the Legends team, I think they said that when it comes to extra hands, because of Spidey's deco, it costs more to put in those two extra pair of hands than it does the web effects, I think, because you've got all of the different black painted web lines plus the white like bits across the top of the fist as well. So I think that's, I don't know, everything I just said is 100% accurate, so it's just take it with a pinch of salt, but I'm sure that someone had said something like that at some point. So I think that's why we're probably missing those two hands.
Ryan,
I agree. I would much rather pay another $5 and get the other two hands.
Don't tell him you want more, Eddie Brandon. Don't let him know. Oh my god!
Yeah, well, I would. I mean, to be honest, like the only other if you like this suit, the only other alternative to it is the SHF's one, which is tiny compared to this. It does not represent that body of Peter at that point at all. And so if this difference was between, say, a $25.99 figure and a $30 figure, I would pay $30 to have two extra hands and not as many webs.
I'm not making excuses for Hasbro by any means, but you're right. Ryan has said out loud before that he's well aware every time they do Spider-Man, people would like all three sets of hands. Like, I think as the team, Ryan and Dan, they know people want that. So there's clearly got to be a budgetary reason that's not the case. Maybe the web lines are all in the same mold and it's cheaper to do compared to getting someone to paint the hands. I don't know, but yeah, it's got to be a budgetary reason. But it's a shame because the team know you need all the hands. So yeah, that's a missed point for sure. But in regards to the figure, it's on the best Spider-Man body there is now. Not great.
And I'll be honest, I prefer Miles as a character. I prefer Miles's suit. I prefer Miles's look and everything like that. But ask me which figure would be more fun to pose, this one or the Gamerverse Miles. It's going to be this one.
Yeah, Mini Plastic Multiverse said the same in the chat. He said, "This is great, Miles." He said Miles' body looked nice, but the articulation could have been a lot better. I'm also getting a lot of shit in the chat for saying that the PS1 Spider-Man game was crappy. Now, like I said that with love. I said that with love.
What did you play on? What was your favorite game on the PlayStation 1?
Like probably one of the Final Fantasies, to be honest. Final Fantasy 7.
Dan. Culture, Dan.
Yeah. I used to play games because when I was younger, but I just grew out of it when I started rapping and thinking I was a cool teenager. That didn't last long. Now I'm here and as a grown man talking about toys online. So peaks and troughs, people, peaks and troughs. But yeah, no, back. So I don't play games anymore. To my point, that's all I'm saying. But I said crappy with love. I did like that game. I did have that game, and I say crappy in regards to quality now. But for the time, I enjoyed it as well. I'm not hating on it. Yeah. All right, I'm a kid of the late '80s, so I had that game. Sorry, I just needed to point that out because I was getting some shit in the chat. Sorry, Brandon, I was cutting you off. Do you have a final point on this?
Yeah, I ended up with a couple of Renew Your Vow Spider-Mans, just because of that body, and in a way, I would be tempted to try repainting the other two hands to go onto this as well, because I've got those spare hands around. Yeah. So just because if there's anybody that's seen, like, I know that Amazon had that 2-pack for like $30 the other day, which is obviously a lot cheaper than its retail price. Like, it may be worth picking up an extra one just to...
Look, most of the hand is white anyway. So, like, you've already got half the amount of web lines to paint on it.
Yeah, basically.
I'm just saying, I'm just trying to help people out there.
Well, no, I agree. And that's my thinking. Like, I would take the existing hands and I would just paint the white over the top. And then how much are you really going to notice the bottom?
There you go. Let's hope the reds match up decent enough. You don't have to only paint a bit of Tipex on their hand there, and you got your own Spider-Man. Just buy some Tipex for £1. I'll buy you some Tipex, and you can let me know how you get on. There you go.
To the Americans, white out. That's white out, okay?
Oh, is that what it is in America? White out.
I think that's what they call it, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Now people are just giving me their favourite PS1 games in the chat, so I'll read a couple out. Why not? Hang on, let me scroll down. Let me get something back up. There we go. There's Spider-Man.
I love Tomb Raider 2 and Marvel vs. Capcom. That's what I love.
Tomb Raider. I love Tomb Raider, but I was like... I never stuck with it, so I never completed any of the games. But I always just used to lock the butler in the freezer. That's all I used to do. I don't know why.
I told you about when I was like a teenager, my mother thought I was watching porn because it was just Lara Croft dying all the time going, and it was just me playing like this game. Like,
To Catch Your Legend said Final Fantasy, what a nerd. Yeah, you're not wrong. Crash Bandicoot, yeah, I did play a lot of Crash Bandicoot. I did like that. I nearly bought a Crash Bandicoot toy recently because I was like, I like Crash. Maybe he can go on my miscellaneous shelf. But then I didn't because I need to step away when I start thinking like that. Step away from the computer, Dan. But yeah, Tony Hawk. I used to play a lot of Tony Hawk. Getting the S and the K and the A and the T and the E. That's how I learned how to spell skate, everybody. And that taught me more than my English lessons. It's the only word I can spell because of that game is skate. But yeah, lots of Resident Evil. Yeah, it's another good one. Lots of games. Anyway, back to the toys. Still got loads to talk about. Sorry, we're rambling on. Let me go next. Right, let's skip the draft. Sorry, lads, we're skipping the draft and we're getting straight into the wave. So if you did stay after the draft, which was a pretty clever way for them to do that, they've rewarded you with a whole wave of X-Men figures. And I am very happy they did this, to be fair. I wasn't expecting to see a whole wave of figures revealed. Now, they haven't showed us the Build-A-Figure, but they may have teased what it is. And again, we're getting to the teasers at the end. But let me go through all of these figures, and then we can come back and talk about them real quick. So, Kid Omega. Actually, let's talk about it as we go, because there's a few things to say here. So, stopping Kid Omega. 60th anniversary Spider-Man body, completely pinless, but he's got his more modernised look compared to maybe a mind's eye of Kid Omega. But he is would you call him like a modern character in comics? I say modern, but he's a 2000s character, right?
He shows up in Grant Morrison's new X-Men run. Obviously, Kid Omega is one of the top tier Marvel characters ever because he gets the powers of the Phoenix. And does he save the world? Does he destroy the world? Does he create world peace? No, he takes away Jubilee's vampirism. So that's why he's the best character ever. This is not my favorite Quentin. Like, Quentin to me is that like blazer, Magneto, his right t-shirt underneath, like when he was like a bit of a bastard
smart
in
casual.
the new X-Men run.
Smart casual, I'd say, yeah.
That's kind of the look he's always worn. This is his more recent look from X-Force, from the House of X era. This is like what he's worn in that. So again, it's a repaint with some pink lines, basically. So it's an easy redo for the Marvel Legends team. So I'm guessing that's why they went with it. But he does also, another figure to that House of X. We had last year had a whole line of House of X figures. So this fits in with Wolverine is like the team leader of X-Force. So he goes with that Wolverine. So he does fit in somewhere. Hopefully we'll get the rest of the team like Sage, Beast at some point as well. Domino as well in like white costume.
Wolverine with the beard.
That would be good.
Yeah. And then it got Cyclops, and I think we've got Marvel Guild as well somewhere. We've got Professor X, of course. We've got Magneto. So yeah, he will go into it. But I'm with you, Rich. So I don't know massive amounts about Kid Omega, but I'm aware of him. But this, I didn't recognize his costume at all.
It's just in the comic books now. He's dating one of the Stepford Cuckoos as well. So if they'd have gone with his like blazer look, he would have fitted in with the Cuckoos that we've already got. Yeah. And now he's in this look. But I mean, it's still Quentin Quire figure we haven't had before. The face sculpt looks nice with his like mohawk type thing. So it looks really good.
Yeah, first time in the line. I always think that is worthy of note. Like, this wave has 5 first time in the line Marvel Legends. And for me, you know me, I don't always need the best articulation in my action figures. That's not my critique. I'm all about world building. If I can add new characters to my display and sort of add finish teams and complete teams, that's what I love doing. So I'm happy to add new characters. So even though it's not the look I would have picked for Kid Omega, not my mind's eye of Kid Omega, but it's still a new character for the shelf that will find a spot on the with the House of X-Men for sure. Absolutely. So there he is. So you like him though, Rich? Yeah, overall, a hit from you.
Yeah,
nice.
I mean, I think if I was picking and choosing, if it was any other wave, maybe this would be the one that I wouldn't get. I think of all the figures in this wave, this is the weakest one to me. But just because it's not the look I would have wanted for Quentin, but still I will get him because we've never had him before, and like I can fit him in the House of X era as well, so it's not too bad.
He does seem like he comes with a set of fisted hands, as he has a gun. He has his pink gun, and then he's got a fisted hands there. But on the other image, it's an open hand, I think, maybe. It's got to be a set of fisted hands, isn't it? Most Legends we got this year had a set of fisted hands, to be fair. But he comes with his pink gun, which looks new, to be honest. A new translucent pink gun. I don't think we've seen that. But anyway, there's Quentin.
It should have given it to Forge.
That would look better on Forge. 100%. Maybe not pink, but still. Brandon, Kid Omega, interested?
Yeah, can't wait for this one.
Okay, cool. We'll keep going then. Next up. So this is Fang, right?
Yeah, one of the Imperial Guard. So expands out your Shi'ar team, goes with Guardian. I think it's the second Imperial Guard member that we've had after Guardian. Not Guardian, Gladiator. Yeah. I would say Guardian. After Gladiator. Like, what's most surprising about this, though, is that obviously in the Phoenix Saga, Wolverine steals this costume and wears it. So it's surprising it didn't come with an alternate Wolverine head. Maybe it does, because we haven't really seen the inbox packages yet. But again, it's not on the Wolverine body as well, which is comic book accurate because he was like a bigger character to Wolverine. So it looks really good. I'm really happy with this. It's a nice costume design, and hopefully we'll get more of the Imperial Guard now going forward, like Oracle, like Manta, like Mentor, like those characters as well.
I think that's the reason why we don't get a Wolverine head, by the way, because the body proportions just wouldn't be right. Like, even if they did give us a Wolverine head, let's be honest, we've got a lot of Wolverine extra heads we could use, but it just wouldn't look like Wolverine if you swapped on the head, for sure. There you go, there's a head, for example. So yeah, if you pop that head on this body, it would look wrong anyway. So yes, the gimmick's correct, but I think for the figure wise it was unnecessary. But yeah, another new character, Shi'ar, villain, another member to add to certain teams. Maybe we'll get more characters, I hope we do. And it's not the reuse that you expect either. He is all completely pinless. If we zoom in here, completely pins, double jointed elbows, knees, etc. I don't think it's not the Vulcan body though, because it hasn't got the butterfly joints, but he is got the updated legs and arms. So completely pinless, but not. I reckon the character like him would have benefited from butterfly joints, but unfortunate for sure.
And I think people have said, I don't think I was mentioned in the chat yet, but in the comic books in Marauders at the moment, Dakan, Wolverine's son, is wearing this costume at the minute as well. So obviously he's much like taller than Wolverine than his father. So they could have put like a Dakan head in, but I think it's only like just happened in the comics in the last couple of months. So it's probably like too late for them to get like another Dakan head.
Why do they all love his costume so much?
Well, everyone's worn it. Laura wore it as well. X-23, she's worn this costume when she came back from the dead. It's just like,
is it like a Shi'ar uniform?
I think.
Is it like a Shi'ar uniform, or is it just his unique look?
So with the Shi'ar, it's like a title. So it's like if the Fang dies, the next Fang gets called up. It's like a line of fangs type of thing.
Okay.
So there's been like different, like in the comics now, Smasher is a female at the minute. It was always been male. So it's just whoever the next one is to get called. So that role in the Imperial Guard, it's like the honor to represent like their planet, because it's based on
donated
the Legion of
$5.
Superheroes.
I'm gonna use this head to make a werewolf by night.
Thank you very much, Doom Customs. He says, I'm going to use this head to make a werewolf by night. Could be done. I would hold your horses though, Doom Customs, as we might get a werewolf by night in 2023, especially after the miniseries this year. But a comic one would be great for sure. Let me zoom in on that head sculpt. So yeah, there you go.
So yeah, so basically with the Imperial Guard, they're a parody or takeoff of the Legion of Superheroes at DC.
DC.
So this is obviously based on Timberwolf from the Legion of Superheroes. It's kind of like they like feral version, and then you get Fang instead. But I've always loved the Imperial Guard. They're really good characters. So just finally be building out that team is great.
I've seen a lot of people just like comment, "Oh, it looks like Sabretooth. It looks like," but they clearly don't know who he is. But you're not wrong. He does sort of have similarities to Sabretooth, but it's not. He's a cosmic character for sure.
And Sabretooth, when he joins the X-Men team in the Chris Bachalo, Mike Carey run, he's kind of got a costume like this with the like teeth on it as well, and like the brown and the orange. So
yeah, I could see why people went there for sure. But again, it's technically a unique character for the shelf. Brandon, is it now? He's not as modern as Kid Omega, so you might be familiar with this.
I'll be honest. This, including Kid Omega, this whole wave until we hit the Astonishing guys.
Okay, right. You just sit there quietly then.
I'm just binning all my Miles Morales figures at the moment. But, what is he saying? What?
Let Rich take the helm on this one, because he's much closer.
There's the two we've just seen already. Kid Omega and Fang. They look good together. To be fair, right there. They won't go together on a display, but I mean the figures look good in hand. So again, this wave and the other wave can't be too far away. But there you go. Next up, Chamber. Now this is an interesting one because his power set is so unique. Like, it is hard to do in figure form, and I think they've done a pretty good job from page to plastic here for Chamber with the all black. I like the levers as well. It's a nice contrast to like the exploding piece. But I want to know, because I don't think they confirmed, is that fire and head piece attached together, and that's all attached at the neck joint, so you can literally pop that off and you're left with just a black leather outfit body? Or is it the head pops off and that translucent element is stuck on the body? Like, I would like to know the answer to those questions, because he could have come with an unmasked, like an interchangeable sort of head. Do you know where he's got his mask? Because he always wears the mask, doesn't he?
So Chamber doesn't have like
no mouth essentially.
His mouth and his chest, like when his powers came, he just disappeared. So he's kind of like a living furnace. That's like his power. So the alternate look, he always had like a scarf wrapped around him type of thing.
Yeah.
I think this looks like it's all one piece, because Dan said like if you put a torch through it or a spotlight through the back, it would like, it's translucent and it would like glow.
No, I assume it's one piece, but I mean, do you know the fiery bit and the head? If they're attached together, does that pop off the neck as one piece?
I think so.
Okay.
I think it all pulled off. I think from the way it's like set, I'm assuming. I don't really know.
I hope so, because then it would leave that base body for people to do customs maybe and give us a custom head sculpt. Because again, I think having the option for a character like Chamber would be great. Otherwise, it's going to be just on fire on your shelf, which is fine though, because this character, Chamber's look is so unique because he's like got no mouth essentially, like, so you can tell it who it is. I think they've done a good job for what it is. Like, the legs may just be a regular suited body legs, which are never great, granted, but I can't help but just like the all black leather look. I think it is just suited body arms and legs though. To be fair, I can't tell if they're double jointed or not. Can you tell if they're double jointed? I think there's only one.
It looks single jointed.
Yeah.
Is that double jointed? That's double jointed there, though, isn't it?
Yeah, they're double jointed. Okay, so they're double jointed pinless arms.
Double jointed arms, yeah.
Double jointed pinless arms. That's good to know. Fisted hands. We don't know if he comes with any accessories. Leather jacket seems to be a separate piece over the torso. So I think for such a unique character like Chamber, they've done a pretty good job here. But I'm curious to know your thoughts, Rich.
So yeah, I love Chamber. Look, this is a sketch of Chamber I got from Chris Bachalo at Comic-Con years and years ago. Look, it looks exactly like him.
How long did he do? Did he? 10
it was just like a quick sketch, but it's my Chamber drawing. So I'm happy with that. But yeah, the thing I like about Chamber is I thought they would have gone with the Generation X red trousers and belt, because essentially with that you've got half a sync figure done as well. So the fact that they went with this look for Chamber, he can fit anywhere in your X-Men collection. He can fit in your Uncanny X-Men era, he can fit in your modern day era, and he can still fit in your Generation X era because he wore this costume in it as well. It's just to get a genre figure. It's the first one since the original Toy Biz wave of Generation X. Really great to finally get the Generation X kids started. Like, as I have gushed over for weeks and weeks, it is my favorite of all X-Men titles. I love Generation X. I highly suggest going picking up the Epic collections that have just come out from Marvel. It's 2 volumes and it's just great. And it's unlike any other X-Men book. Great art from Chris Bachalo, just brilliant designs from the characters as well. Like they all got like these unique looks. Like with Chamber, like what other guy would have like a furnace for half his face? Just really great comic book. Really love it.
Yeah,
and he's English. He's British representation as well.
No, I like it. Really like it. And again, like you said, with the costume design, this particular look for Chamber can go into multiple teams rather than just being a Generation X version. So, but you can still put him in your Generation X sort of display. So that we're slowly building, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, so there's Chamber, looking really good. Brandon, thoughts on Chamber? Nice, good. Right, let's keep going. If you do have anything to say, please jump in.
No,
even though you don't know the character, let's say you don't know nothing about the character, you just know he's a character with like Rich said, furnace style, where basically you can't see his mouth from his chest; it's all just fire. Do you reckon it's done a pretty good job in plastic?
This is a wave I'm really excited about because it saves me having to.
I swear to God, if you don't buy the next one, Brandon, that's it. We're done.
Right, let's keep going. We're nearly there. And here she is. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone in the chat, if you are a long-time viewer of this channel, please, let's get some... Right, Brandon, can we just get a clap, please, for... Yes. We finally made it happen. Monet!
T-Grade 2! T-Grade 2! We got it! What am I going to pick now? What's my new thing going to be for 2023? I got to think of something else.
She may join the Who crew eventually. Who knows? She may kick out Tigra at this point. Who knows?
She's not kicking out Tigra.
Okay,
Come on,
okay, fair enough. I got ahead of myself. I'm sorry. I apologise. Maybe White Rabbit should start looking behind her back. But anyway, they finally revealed Monet. Monet, she has happened. Rich, last week, for the record, this was Rich's #1 most wanted X-Men figure. Last week! And already, a week later, we have it revealed. Monet!
Like Gabrielle sang, dreams can come true, Dan. You know what got them, I'm with you. Hey.
Best stop, don't want to get demonetized. That was that good. Rich, please, gush away, my friend. Over to you. Monet in the red and gold. Your overall thoughts on finally getting her in plastic.
Finally debuting back in 1994, finally getting a Monet figure. Monet was supposed to be in the third wave of Generation X figures at Toy Biz before they got cancelled. So we never ever got human-looking Monet St. Croix. And I did notice that no one at Hasbro attempted to pronounce the last name.
Yeah.
So no one got it wrong. They just called him Monet. That's all. So that was good. This costume is iconic. This is the original Generation X costume. It's the iconic look for me. And doing it like this, doing it in this way, it's an easy layup to get Husk. It's an easy layup to get Jubilee if you put a jacket on her. It's an easy layup to get Gaia, the often forgotten middle member of Generation X. There's loads of things you can do with this costume. I'm so happy, honestly, ecstatic to get this figure in figure form. I've seen the comments. I know people are like, oh, her face doesn't look that good, but I like it. I think it looks like Monet. She's got a long flowing hair. It just looks like she's got punching hands, so she can like punch people because she's got super strength. She can fly. She is just perfection, and perfection in figure form. I will be getting at least 4 Monets, and I would hear any shit about Monets. Save your shit for Kitty Pryde. Monet for president. Thank you very much.
No, again, when this finally got revealed, like I sort of knew it was coming because of the lists and rumors, and I seen Chamber, and I was like, okay, Monet's in this wave. So when they finally, no one said their name, they just called him Monet or M. But yeah, when this was revealed, I just had a big grin on my face because I was like, but we were all at work. Like you were at work during the stream, so it's not even like you could watch in real time either. So when did you first see this? Just by scrolling Instagram, I guess.
I think Mark Tactical Cloud had sent it to me in my DMs. That's when I first saw it. So I was like, yes.
Yeah, show me.
But I was like, I'm really happy that they announced this figure. And it's a lot of people have wanted it. Like Mr. Jones wants the a Generation X team. There's loads of like, I think all of us who grew up in like we teenagers in the 90s reading the X book. This was like the first teen X book in a while as well. Like after the New Mutants, there was like a big gap. And then this one came along. So I think for a lot of people who like were fans of the animated show coming to the comic books, this was probably the first issue 1 like team title of the X-Men that launched, and it launched out like this big Phalanx Covenant crossover as well. So they were just really cool characters. They didn't look like any other X-Men. Like they were learning their powers, and like Monet's got all this like backstory with her brother.
She's super powerful.
Sisters.
Like she's like one of the powerful females in the X-Men lore.
and a bit of a bitch as well. Who doesn't love a bitch? So she's just like, she's a great character. I think in the early Generation X run, and then the Terry Dodson run as well, just a really great Terry Dodson, Jay Faber, they do a lot with Monet. And then I think it's not until Peter David gets hold of her in X Factor that's when they really start developing her out. Like Peter David's second X Factor, so that's the X Factor Investigations run. It's just been collected in a big omnibus. I highly suggest picking that up for Christmas. If you don't know who Monet is, pick up that. It's just a great comic book. And yeah, she's always been one of my favorite characters. I love the dynamics. She was always like, her and Emma used to argue, her and Jubilee used to argue. Like, she fell in love with Sync. She's fell in love with Sabretooth then when she came back to the Uncanny X-Men. She gets around a bit, but Monet is just a great character. She's unlike a lot of the other, like, cookie cutter, like, oh, I'm an X-Man, good. Like, Monet's got her own motives. She's very much driven, and like, she was born, like, her powers, she's got super strength, she's got flight, she's got telepathy, she's basically got everything. Her powers are perfection, basically. And she knows it. She knows she's like the perfect girl. She's a bit aloof. She grew up with like this rich family. So she's just a great character, but she's got a lot of depth to her as well. And I love Monet. I could gush over her for years, as I have done on this stream. So what am I going to talk about next year? I don't know.
We will continue. We've still got to get her in hand. We've still got to see her in person. In the chat, Phil Jones said, show Rich the money. Absolutely. And also Next Gen threw us $1 and said, the Source makes things happen in the mighty world of Marvel. Absolutely. As I said, people, go and watch last week's stream on the replay if you haven't already. Me and Rich count down our top 10 most wanted X-Men figures. This was number 1 on Rich's list and number 1 on my list. We may just see in a second, but here's just a quick look at Monet close up, figure in hand. I think, again, the face looks better on the figure in hand on the table than it does in the promo images. So we'll leave our judgment until we get it. But Brandon, you got to be happy for our good friend Rich getting Monet, right?
Yes, 100%. I think it's a special day when we get characters that we specifically love and ask for, such as Frogman, Tigra.
Oh, we all ask for Frogman, especially you, Brandon. You ain't sure about him.
and above all, Monet. So again, I'm not terribly familiar with this character, but purely because of Rich's passion for her, I will be picking her up for sure.
Now we just wait.
6 months down the line on discount, but. Yeah.
Well, don't talk like that. You'll end up getting timed out. You'll get timed out just like Abnugler did. We see you, Abnugler. Look, Rich is called the super producer. He has the power. Like, nothing I can do about it. But anyway, there's Monet. Beautiful. Very, very happy. Okay, so Chamber, Monet. Let me close these down. Let's keep going through. Okay, back to these. Right, next up. So, as I said, that list we talked about last week. Right at the top of my list was Corsair, right? And the reason I put Corsair there is because I wanted to talk about Starjammers. But I will take this. So Marvel not only revealed Rich's number 1, they revealed my number 1 as Corsair, the father of Cyclops, Havoc, and Vulcan, the space pirate of the leader of the captain of the Starjammers. Corsair, for the first time in action figure form, is here on the Vulcan body as well, so he's completely pinless. First time we've had him in the figure form as well. And what's even more exciting is this may not be, well, it already confirmed it isn't going to be the last Starjammer next year. So that team is happening next year in some way or form. Surely it's got to happen, right? They're not just going to give us 2 and none others. But to be fair, I wouldn't put it at Hasbro. But let's not think about that yet. Let's just talk about Corsair for a minute. So he looks great with his so look at that mustache. The mustache. Look at that mustache. Look at that. That's an impressive mustache. Can I even say the word mustache? I'm trying to figure that out right now as I say it out loud. Mustache. Mustache. Mustache? I don't know.
You've learnt Corsair though, so you know you.
Corsair, yeah. So I can't call him Crosshair anymore. That's where my brain went. But anyway, here's Crosshair, not really Corsair. So leader of the Starjammers, he's finally here. Cosmic X-Men character. So if you know about him, you know about him. Rich, you're happy to get Corsair and the potential start of the Starjammers.
100%. Like second Starjammer, because we do have Binary. Shout out to everyone who picked up that figure. So a great looking figure, long overdue as well. And like I think the thing with this slide is like you've got 2 Generation X figures, you've got Corsair, and you've also got Fang as well. So like they both fit in with that like Phoenix Saga era of the X-Men. You've got an Imperial Guard and a Starjammer in a line. and potentially maybe another Starjammer in this line as well. So it's great to like build up those teams, I think. Hopefully we'll get the rest of the Starjammers like Raza and hopefully Hepzibah as well with a big tail, because Corsair needs someone to keep him company in space.
They've been waiting for they've been waiting for a repaint of that Squirrel Girl.
Exactly, the tail is ready made for him. But this is just a really great looking figure. Like, it looks like Corsair, he just looks like a spacefaring space pirate ready to fight for the Starjammers. Just looks great. I really like this figure.
Yeah, again, shout out Rob Pollock in the chat, who says, first time in figure form, I think you need to check my Mini-Mates post from last week. Yeah, I always need to check with Rob about bloody saying that, because I always say that, and Mini-Mates have beat us to it. So, first time in Legends form, should I say.
Yeah, he had a Toy Biz figure back in the day, in the last retro carded, like, orange carded X-Men, the Phoenix Saga wave. He was on that as well.
Oh, okay. Before Legend, the line.
Yeah, the 5-inch line.
Yeah. But nice for it to happen in 6-inch form. And we'll get into the teasers in a minute. We'll just go through the rest of the figures in this wave. But yes, so mine and Rich's number ones from last week's list, before this live stream even happened, both got revealed a week later. That has to be some type of record. Shills confirmed.
Like Mystic
sure.
Meg, and we Mystic Meg.
Absolutely. It's like we knew. We didn't know. Rectangular did. Northern Nomad. Northern Nomad with a super chat. Let Friday read that.
Northern Nomad donated $5. Corsair has VRRY Corsair in a big FLOOFYMOOSTACHE lol open mouth smile, tears of joy rolling on the floor laughing open mouth
She just
smile.
spout that out rather than saying Corsair has a very coarse hair and a big floofy mustache. I think I've said it right. She just spout it out. What's wrong with you, Friday? Giving everyone a spelling and language lessons today, clearly. Thank you very much, Northern Nomad, though. You're not wrong. Floofy mustache. I think you just wanted to hear me attempt to say moustache again. Moustache. Moustache? What's wrong with me? Say moustache for me, somewhat, Brandon. Brandon, say moustache.
Moustache.
Okay. Why am I adding moo to it then? Moo? I'm not a cow. Do cows have moustaches? Right, shut up, Dan. Starjammers. Do you care about Starjammers, Brandon?
I'm just excited that we are getting another figure, another character on this body. When we got Vulcan on this body earlier on in the year, it was cool, but it wasn't really like all that cool to me. But having had more figures on that body, and just seeing that reality really come into play, that this is the new standard, and that characters, more characters like Corsair will be using it, is just really cool for me to see.
Yeah, again, and he's the daddy. He's the daddy of Vulcan. The Vulcan daddy. Mason in the chat.
The Corsair body, not the Vulcan body.
Yeah, technically. Mason in the chat says, where do you get your Legends from, Dan? Real quick, for the replay crew or anyone curious, Inderman Toys, Star Action Figures, Kapow, Comic and Cocktails, Hasbro Pulse, Amazon, direct from Hasbro.
Heroes R Us.
No, everything was correct apart from the last two. All those shops we talked about earlier, but yes, no secret at all. And if you're in the US and you want 10% off in stock, then use discount code DANWHO at Entertainment Earth. You're welcome. Free shipping at over $39.99 as well. Shame it's not free shipping for UK guys though. I have to sort of say that because I'm a UK guy. But for my US friends, treat yourself. All right, let's keep going. Next up, Emma Frost. Now, Rich alluded to this earlier. It's all about the head sculpt on this one. So this is astonishing Emma Frost. Now, I do not dislike the look for Emma Frost here. Like, I'm happy to have another opportunity at the White Queen in figure form. But it has, even though we've had this character design in figure form before, it does sort of look like they haven't bothered upgrading the head at all. Let's zoom in here. Okay. Okay, so we had this in the Epic Hero days, I think. Brandon, you're pretty good at the Epic Hero days. We had this look for Emma Frost already, right?
Yes, this was on the this was from the 2013 Puck Build-A-Figure wave.
There you go.
Which was on that old Marvel Legends style. This style.
There you go. Yeah.
But lacking a cape, that wasn't it? It was just
it was just
body suit.
Yeah.
But and that head
had the same hair.
Cool. It was when she had the big. It was like the days where we had big hands on female legends, like huge hands.
So I can't really. I couldn't really figure this out. So is that plastic cape attached to her sort of corset there, like from the front all the way around? So
Yeah,
that's
Dan
not going to
said
be
it is
removable
key.
at all.
No, it's key to the outfit, Dan said when he was like showing it.
Okay, so the arms are going to be very limited to pose. Single jointed arms under there as well. But to be fair, you're not going to be able to do much with those double joints anyway, if they did have double joints, because they're stuck under a cape. And also she's got the heels on. Now, if you did watch the stream, Dwight could have posed her, but he just chose not to. I don't know what was wrong with him.
Yeah.
Go on, Brandon.
The huge win here is look at the knees, look at the legs.
New double jointed pinless female legs.
Yes, which means that two things. Number one,
I've never heard someone say looking at Emma Frost's knees as a selling point. I've never heard that before.
The two reasons. One, because that means she will be very easy to stand. In theory, the only thing that may throw it off is the plastic cape being physically attached to the body. But generally, having those pinless legs is a huge game changer for her. And going forward, having those pinless legs is a huge game changer for any character that is female and has those high heels. Because never, ever, ever have we been able to pose figures with heels before like we will be able to pose this. Simply because of those pinless legs.
Yeah, but hopefully they make a difference. We'll see when we get them in hand, but it seems to have the piping sculpted in on the front as well. As I said, Dwight chose just to... If Dwight just took a second to actually balance that, he probably could have posed that, but he didn't make it look good when he just didn't bother. Because obviously everyone looks at the heels and thinks they can't stand, so the fact that he was there on the stream live, every other figure was posed standing on the thing and he didn't even attempt it. Shows it just didn't feel people were confident is all I'm going to say, but I do think it's doable. But anyway, we've had this Astonishing X-Men look with Emma Frost before. They've upgraded a little bit. You can't, to be fair to the head sculpt, she needs that hair for this era of Emma Frost, and she's got like the subtle blue lips and eyeshadow and stuff. It's just the actual face expression or the sculpt. I don't know what's not right, but I don't know. It doesn't scream 2023 Marvel Legends to me. That's all. But maybe I've just got that old one like burnt in my brain. It's sort of blurred between my eyes. I don't know. Rich, what do you think?
Yeah, I know. Like the chat, LP is saying like blame the artist for Astonishing X-Men, but this doesn't look like John Cassidy art. So Emma, this era, the Joss Whedon Astonishing X-Men era, Emma was kind of like this, like cold, like almost like a supermodel with like, you know, like cheekbones.
Yeah.
She had like her hair was like slicked back or then it was down. Like it's a weird like well, that's what Legends do, don't they? They make their version of these characters. So it's kind of like a mismatch of like Astonishing X-Men eras mixed with like the modern day Utopia era all in one. And I think they've tried to give her like a stern, like bitchy look, which is Emma Frost, to be fair. But I don't think it works in plastic form. It doesn't come off like they're intending it to me.
Yeah, again, something's just not quite right. Now, other than the head sculpt, I'm curious to get it in hand. To be fair, with the cape being that style, you can't really think of another way for the cape to look sort of drape round the front without it just not looking right. Because if it weren't keyed in, it would just sort of hug it and it would slip down and fall off and just look sloppy. So
the body looks right to me. It's like the select version of Emma Frost. I can't reach it right now, but like that, like just drapes over it. But this looks like Emma's look from the comic book. I think the body, the sculpting, everything on that, the cape, that looks right. It's just the head looks a bit off. I mean, I'm gonna hopefully take this head off, and hopefully, if the skin color is right and the ball peg is right, I'm gonna put on the spare Walgreens head onto this body that came with like the black Emma Frost.
Is it got the bob?
Yeah, no, not the bob one with the like the flowing hair.
Oh, the black.
I think.
Yeah.
I think that one would fit better. That's a much better looking head, I think. But again, this is like the promo shots, like in hand, it didn't look as harsh as this did. So maybe it's like the lighting that they've chosen here, and we'll wait to see to get it in hand.
Okay, there's a custom Emma Frost I've got on the shelf. She's a custom, but the one you're on about is right at the back there. That's the one, right?
Yeah, that one. I'm gonna put that head on it.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So we do have a couple of options for Emma Frost head swaps. So I think you're not going to be the only one that's thinking that. Like, I'm the same as you, Rich. Well, I look at the figure and think, yeah, it's not the most articulated, but I don't need her to be massively articulated. I'd rather her look like that. And it's just the face. It's just the face. It's not even the hair as such. It's the face, for some reason, not quite right. But new knees, like Brandon said, big point, because it means female ain't got. We may be avoiding the jelly leg jean situation here. Like, that's what I hope. I hope we got no more jelly legs on our female Marvel Legends. Completely pinless. Strong knees there. There you go. That's the takeaway from this figure. Strong knees. Okay, let's keep going, because the next one is also Astonishing X-Men. There she is. See? Holding it. He was holding it. He wouldn't let it go, the damn heel. I was watching him. There's another picture. Let's see if that gives us a better look at her face. Yeah, she does sort of have that smell of fart.
Go back.
Yeah, someone in the chat says she has that smell. How you smell that fart? Yeah, it was Caleb. Says it looks like she smelled a fart. Yeah, she has got that sort of... She's not impressed with whatever she's smelling, that's for sure. But
everyone's saying Russia sent you a message about something.
Oh shit! Okay. Let me go over to the next one then, and I'll look at my phone while Rich can break it down. Let's keep going. Right, there he is. So, completely newly pinned, by the way, which is a new point. Astonishing Cyclops. So, he's on the updated body, but he's got the actual piping sculpted on there. So it is more so than just the repaint of the Vulcan body. There's some newness there, and he, for an Astonishing Cyclops, if it's anything to go by the recent... Oh, okay, he says, Dan, check your Instagram messages about Emma. Okay, Rush, give me 1 second, I'll do that. We'll come back to Emma when I look at those messages. Yeah, in regards to having... Like, we've just got the VHS Cyclops, haven't we, on that Vulcan body. Looks great.
Yeah.
Works great for Cyclops. So you've basically got that with a few tweaks for this Astonishing X-Men Cyclops. Rich, you tell the people what you think while I look at these messages.
So yeah, I like this costume for Cyclops. Again, it's an update from like the Epic Heroes line as well. I think we had this Cyclops last. It looks really good. It's got the pipe in. It looks like a classic Cyclops. Like, I like the effect coming out of his eyepiece. I think we've had that before.
Yeah, me too. Where though? I've tried to think about that. Where did we have it before?
I'm sure we've seen it somewhere, haven't we? Or am I imagining that? Is it on the love triangle?
I'm the same as you. I'm like, we've seen that, but where? Is it on the X Factor one? Do you know on the retro card? Maybe it's somewhere. I know it's not. Obviously, it's not this head, but we've definitely seen that. Like the chat, help us out, chat. Like, where have we seen this little side of it? Are you sure it went on the Mayfex? And they're copying the Mayfex.
Maybe it was the Mayfex one. That's what I'm thinking.
This is what I mean.
Now you're saying that, yeah.
I'm the same as you, where I feel like we've seen it before, but then it's the Mayfex, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. Because I was the same as you, Rich. I was like, why have we seen that? And then I'm looking at my Legends, and I'm thinking, but Legends haven't done that. So yeah, Mayfex it is. But yeah, I like it too. So Mayfex, obviously they're watching Mayfex, ain't they? That's looking at what's going on here. But yeah, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, like a good looking figure. Again, two of the Astonishing team. Like, we've just got like Beast, Colossus, and Armor to go there, and Wolverine, obviously. And then your team's done. Then you do not need any other members, especially not another female member. You do not need her. You just need those.
I definitely want Armor though, for sure. I don't know if you've heard me mention her on any lists we do. She's gonna pop up on lists until she happens. So Brandon, you earlier on, we talked about X-Men, different costumes, and you may or may not got the Uncanny X-Men look. Astonishing X-Men has got to be more your age bracket in regards to the Josh Whedon run.
I love this.
Yeah, so him and Emma, you're on board for?
Yes, yeah. But this Cyclops, more than anything that was revealed this week, I absolutely adore it. Like, this to me, apart from this Cyclops, this is like my definitive version. I love that suit. I love that they went with the Vulcan body. I love the interchangeable hands. I think if there was anything I could change, it would probably be that instead of just the one, it would be like, which Cyclops was it recently that had the full-on proper optic blast effect that kind of, it came out the sides and the front?
The X Factor one. It's the one I've got on display.
Yeah. Is that the blue and white suit?
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah. I would have loved that for sure. But I'll still take it.
It's the only one we've got that effect on, by the way. We've not got it on another Cyclops yet. And you can't use it on other Cyclopses because you need the visor to have the indent on it.
Yeah. And I think Dwight said that it's all new parts just based on Vulcan, like you said, because of the raised banding. But yeah, I'm really, really, really excited about this one.
All right, cool. Let me go to my Instagram messages then. Rush has basically sent me a picture of the Emma Frost head. So let me show the people that so he knows what it is. Can I copy image link and put it on the web for the people? I will try, Rush. Okay, yeah, I think I can. Okay, so Rush has sent me a picture of the Emma Frost head that best resembles the action figure. So there we go. So does that look like the Emma Frost? Let's go back to Emma real quick. So let's have a little zoom on this and we'll do a little comparison. So there you go. So there's the Marvel Legend, Astonishing X-Men Emma Frost from 2023. And then there's the art. So she's very stern.
That looks nothing like that.
The expression maybe. The expression maybe.
Rash, I think you need to put your glasses back on because that looks nothing like that picture. The hair doesn't look like, the face doesn't look right, the eyebrows doesn't look right. It doesn't look anything like it.
I don't think the head sculpt is awful because exactly like what Rich said, it
just doesn't
has that cold kind of look, but it is. I'm sorry, it is nowhere near as good looking, for lack of a better phrase, as the artwork.
The artwork is better than the face sculpt, better than the legend for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
If they had done that face sculpt, that would have been brilliant. But it doesn't look like that. I don't think.
He just sent me a picture though. He didn't give me any context, so maybe he's just referring to the expression of the face. He didn't say it looked exactly like
I agree on the expression of the face, just like Rich said. It's that almost.
Like she looks super modelly, but with like the big lips, with like the eyebrows, with like the cheekbones, that kind of thing. That figure doesn't look like it. That looks like a selfie series Emma Frost. It's like she took a picture of that, and that's what they sent her in the post.
There she is. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. So there you go. There's the whole wave. Okay. So as a whole wave, as a whole, they did not announce the Builder figure. So there we have our 7 figures. The 7 figures were, of course, did they take a picture of all 7? I don't think they did. Right, we'll get into those teasers in 1 second, and we'll wrap up on those teasers. But the whole wave, so the actual wave for 2023 is Kid Omega, Fang, Chamber, Monet, Corsair, Astonishing Emma Frost, and Astonishing Cyclops. They are our 7 figures of the wave. What is the Builder figure? We don't know. Rich has just disappeared. I'm sure he'll be back. Let me jump to Have you? Oh, you're still there? You're just off camera. Rich, are you still there? Can you hear Rich as well, Brandon? Oh, he's back. Again.
Sorry, I pulled it. I was trying to get someone said about the select Emma Frost. I was trying to grab it. Sorry, I must have pulled it out.
That's all good.
So that is.
Let me jump back.
That's the select version of Emma, which I think is a much better, John Cassidy face sculpt. Like it isn't right the cape on this compared to that one, but the face sculpt is like much better.
I agree. I wonder if that head would fit.
Nah, aesthetically it would be.
No, it's too big. It's also boobs are covered in dust. It's like going everywhere.
Just the boobs. Just stroking his boobs there. Not used to seeing Rich do that, but fair enough.
It's first time for everything. There you go.
So yeah, there you go. That's the full wave. So Rich, I think you and me, Rich, if the Builder figure's what I think it's going to be, then I'm going to be suckered into buying the whole wave. But I do want the majority of them anyway. But you in on this full wave? You liking it?
So yeah, and like last year, I don't care what the Builder figure is. I'm getting them all anyway. So the Builder figure will be a nice bonus. Nice. But I think it probably will be Chode from the Starjammers. Yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
We're getting to it, so I'm about to bring it. We're finished on those little teasers. Brandon, in regards to the wave, which ones are you picking and choosing out of this one?
Cyclops, I will rush to get. Emma, I will pick up in good time. Monet, I will pick up down the line.
Nice. Okay.
What? No, you better get Monet. Day one purchase, Brandon.
Right, let's get into the last 3 teasers. So, we've finished the stream today on those 3 teasers. So, I like when Hasbro do this. Last year, they gave us 3 clues, and they just said, like, we'll have the biggest Builder figure, or whatever. They said we'll have a tail on a figure. This time, they actually gave us 3 accessories to sort of rack our brains about. I think 2 of them are a layup, 1 of them, not so much. So, hopefully, you guys in the chat can help us before we get out of here today and break down and see if we can crack the code between us. There's 150 plus people here. Can 150 people plus crack these codes? So the first tease was a tiny little rose put on the table. So I am assuming that I'm speaking for everybody here, and again, this is what the majority are thinking online as well. Of course, if you scroll Instagram or look on Twitter, this is what people are saying. They are thinking it is Wilson Fisk's son, Richard Fisk, aka the rose? Now let me see if I can find up a picture. There we go. So this is Wilson Fisk's son. So he tries to overthrow his father many a time. He's also one of many people that actually take on the mantle of the rose. But there's plenty of pictures online, if you just do a quick Google, of him wearing the white suit, holding a rose, and having a rose in the lapel. But it's clearly just probably reuse of a suited Marvel Legends body with a purple mask. It's gotta be the rose. Rich, do you agree? Who else could be?
I think what it could be is, after seeing Simplified Craven earlier in the stream, this could be a Belle, Mary Jane from Beauty and the Beast. I think we could go for a full-on Disney crossover line. I think that's next. Next from Hasbro. Mickey Mouse Wolverine is coming. Just the whole thing. That's what they're waiting to announce. That'll be announced in the new year, I reckon. But no, I agree with you. I think it probably is the rose.
It's the Wilson. It's the Richard Fisk version as well, isn't it? There's no. My knowledge of the rose is very minimal. I didn't even know there was other people apart from Richard Fisk. But after doing a quick little Google, when I've seen this rose, there was apparently other people that took on the mantle. Is there anyone of significance that you can think of other than Richard Fisk?
Rose from Street Fighter, Rose from the Golden Girls. They're the only roses I can think of.
Cool, that's fine then. Then I'm pretty confident we're all on the same page. This is Wilson Fisk's son. So it's the Kingpin's son, aka the Rose. So even if you don't know who the Rose is, I'm pretty confident you know who Kingpin is. It's this guy on my wall up there, that guy on the retro card. There he is. It's that guy's son. He is the Rose. So there you go. That's the first.
And he's on the bingo list as well.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. He may be on the Rose may be on a bingo list for the Spider-Man wave, which may be a big hint and a clue as well. So shout out Rectangular. But there you go. That one's a layup, I think. Who else would come with a Rose? Unless it's Belle from Beauty and the Beast, like Rich said. So there's that one. Now the next accessory piece that they revealed. Get out of here, Emma. Get out of here. All right. Next up was. Oh wait, we'll come to the golf club last because that's the one we don't know. This one. Now, Rich, help me say the name properly. It is, of course.
Oh, don't come to me for that.
We'll see if Brandon can say it. Right. Oh, hang on, we got a super chat from Not the Red Devil. It's definitely not California Red Devil anyway.
Red Devil donated $5. Can Wizard Brandon and Legends predictors Dan and Rich give me 6 numbers from 1 to 70 so I can win the lotto?
Okay, we can do that for you. This is someone who's definitely not California Red Devil. Says, can Wizard Brandon and Legends Legend predictors Dan and Rich give me 6 numbers from 1 and 70 so I can win the lotto? Okay, lads, look, before we get into this Marvel Legend, we got a friend here that needs our help winning the lottery. We've got to pick some numbers, okay? We give him 2 each, okay? From 1 to 70, and these are the numbers he's going to win the lottery on. And if he wins the lottery on here, we can buy us this X-Men wave next year. Cool. All right, my numbers are 5, because it's my birthday, 5th of January. Presents and gifts welcome. It is a Thursday next year as well. Brandon reminded me of that, so we may have a birthday stream coming up. But anyway, I digress. 5 and 45. Why? I don't know, but it came to me. So there you go. It came to me. What? 5 and 45. Brandon, 2 numbers.
4 and 44.
4 and 44. Okay, interesting. Rich.
7-11.
7-11. There you go. So our numbers are 7, 5, 4, 7, 11, 45, 44, and 11. Good luck, everybody. Let me know how you get on. They are some crap numbers. Sorry, California Red Devil. They are some shit numbers. Anyway, back to the next the tease. Can you tell the little tiny pet on Chode? Chode may be the big abomination-looking guy from the Starjammers, but he has a little pet, a little feline sort of animal. It's an alien feline creature that looks like a ferret cat type thing. Anyway, that is 100% what this reveal is, right? It's that guy, and his name is Shiri. I don't know how to say the name. Shiri. Right, I'm going to write it. Brandon, I'll write it in the
it's like
chat.
Kur-Ri, you know? So it's like that Siri or Curry.
I don't think I need to try that.
All right.
Curry.
Someone ask Friday to say it for me, please, because I'm really curious how to pronounce his name. Let me put it in Google Translate. Hang on. We should be able to hear it. Let me go Google Translate real quick. Google Translate. Should have used this earlier when Rich was speaking French to me. All right, I'm Google translating it. Hopefully you can hear it. Right.
Ciari.
Okay, so apparently it says Ciari. Ciari.
Ciari.
Ciari. She said it slower that time. She thinks I'm dumb, clearly.
Ciari.
Ciari. Do you mean...
Sierra? Missy
Cree.
Mia in the house.
Okay, there you go. Cree. Okay, California Red Devil just says Cree. Could be Cree. You pronounce it Cree. I can type it again if you need me to. Thanks for that, Rob. I'm shit with phonetics as well. Like, I can't even break that down. I just see Cree. I want to say Cree as well. I look at that and think Cree. Cree.
He's in the animated the X-Men thing, but I don't think they ever said his name or mentioned it. It's like the Hasbro team not mentioning when they say Juan's full name like that.
Anyway, there you go. It's the Starjammer's pet, right? Which makes us think that the Build-A-Figure's Chode. Now, no one knows that for sure. Not even Rectangular, because it's not on his list.
You missed out the key point. He's got articulation as well, Dan.
What? Oh, he's got a bendy head. Oh, he's got a ball joint in the head, hasn't he?
He's got a ball joint in the head, yeah.
Ball joint in the head. There you go. So he's nearly on par with Howard the Duck. Well, he is on par with Howard the Duck because
more articulation than Ant-Man.
Yeah, true. So there you go. It's Cree or Creari or whatever the name is, but it's a feline, or maybe it's not a feline. It's a ferrety type alien creature that is Chode's pet from the Starjammers. So that's what makes us think the Build-A-Figure is indeed Chode, which is this guy who sort of does look like Abomination, but it's not Abomination, and he's the muscle of the Starjammers. So we know we're getting Corsair in the wave. Chode as the Build-A-Figure would be nice. I'd be happy with that. Would you be happy with that, Rich?
Yeah, 100%. Chode as the Build-A-Figure would be a great figure to get, and to get two of the Starjammers out in one go. Brill, I would be happy for that.
Yeah. Does this change your mind between the wave, Brandon, when a Build-A-Figure like this gets announced, or you're not into the Starjammers? No? Not even for Kiari? Not even Curry can change your mind? No? No. California Red Devils talking about this famous basketball player called Steph Curry. TT threw us $1 and said, on the live stream, did the Marvel Legends team state we would get more Starjammers or another Starjammer? Are we thinking it will only be Corsair and Chode next year? Good question. I think I want the same question answered, so I don't know if we can answer it here. But Dan Yoon did say, he only said, and he said this before they revealed Curry as well, that his exact quote was something like, so it can't be an exact quote if I say something like, but he says Corsair won't be the only Starjammer we get in the new year. That's what he said. So he didn't say only one, but he didn't say more than one either.
Maybe next year's Walgreens exclusive theme is Pets of Marvel Legends, and it is Kree in a box set with a couple of power effects, and that's yours for $30.
We don't know. I hope he wasn't referring to just Chode here, because I want Chode, Corsair, Hetzbar would be great as well. If we got those three, that would be very nice. Because Hetzbar can go in different
Raza as well, rather long knife with his.
Here's the alien cyborg. Yeah, we only need 4. So yeah, they should really go out there and give us some more. They're going to give Chode as a Build-A-Figure to this wave, makes sense for sure. The tease makes sense for sure. So that's where we're going to go. We're going to go Kree, the little pet, is a Build-A-Figure to Chode. But who's the Build-A-Figure? Is that Chode? Is he going to be packed in with Corsair? Do you reckon this accessory is Corsair's accessory?
No, I don't think they couldn't do that. I think it's got to be the Build-A-Figure, I'm sure.
But no, is he going to be packed in with Corsair? Is what I'm saying, to the Chode Build-A-Figure? Because he'd have to be packed in with someone, right? It's got to be.
Oh yeah, maybe that would make the most sense if you were going to put him in with someone.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. And then the last tease. Well, it was the second to last tease, but in regards to this stream, it's the last tease. It's the one that everyone knew what it was straight away, instantly, without hesitation. It's a golf club. Hang on, let me close these because it's this guy, right? Tiger Woods. Marvel Legends Tiger Woods. That's literally, when I seen that golf club, my brain just went Tiger Woods. So now I can't shake the idea that we're getting a Marvel Legends Tiger Woods. What the hell, Rich, is the golf club?
So again, there's been a lot of things online, lots of suggestions. A lot of people going with Morlock's mask from his like House of X era look. I don't think it's that. That's a bit of a reach, I think. If it is that, I will give Kitty Pryde a cube on my shelf if it's that figure.
Really? Okay, let me go to Instagram because people tweeted me this. I think Rob Pollock and me were speaking about it, so I need to find one of these images and I'll pull it up.
What about Casey Jones?
It could be, yeah.
Right, so Rob Pollock,
power.
Shout out Rob Pollock, is in the chat, right? He posted this picture on Twitter, and it's Deadpool playing golf. And I think in my recap video, I did say it could be a golf in Deadpool, because Deadpool's the type of character can get away with any of this nonsense. And we've already had a pirate Deadpool, a Deadpool in his pants, like... So, Deadpool in a shirt and a golf club as an exclusive, why not? Why not? I wouldn't put it past Hasbro, is all I'm saying. But a lot of people were messaging me. The Sunny channel, by the way, shout out Sunny, posted this picture of the Avengers playing golf. And it is the 60th anniversary of the Avengers next year. So we could be getting a 60th anniversary golfing Avengers box set. Could be. Could be. They've all got golf clubs there. But the one I was being tweeted about is this guy, if I've got the picture. This one here.
That's Mask, yeah.
Yeah, Mask.
I don't... It's from the Marauders run of House of X. And he's like a minor character in it. And I think... I would love to get more Morlocks, but if you're going to get a Mask, you want him in his like hooded, deformed face type thing. I think that's the one that everyone remembers.
I agree.
I think in a golfer's outfit, it's a bit boring. Like I could see it being Taskmaster or Bullseye as well, and I think like people have said maybe Hawkeye, because obviously in the MCU he says he spent those years like playing golf.
But we never see him with a golf club, right? So
we never see him with one.
They'll be taking liberties doing that. I don't think it's MCU.
Got 18.
What's that? Oh, we played 18. Yeah, you're right. Shite 18.
Yeah,
but we don't see him with a golf club, and I don't think Legends team would give us an accessory for something we don't see on screen. Now, it could be an MCU accessory, like for Ant-Man. Like we haven't seen the Ant-Man film. He could be playing golf. Could be a key feature in the quantum realm there. We don't know.
Maybe what if Captain America took up golf instead of saving the world? Who knows, isn't it? It could be anything.
Look, he's retired now. It could be. But we don't know. Does anyone have a better guess here than we do? Okay, so we've got Golf and Deadpool. Shout out Rob Pollock. We've got shout out the Sunny channel. We've got the Golf and Avengers, which is just a variant cover. God knows where we found that image. And then Mask here. But again, you're not giving us that character and giving us him in an outfit, in a golfer's outfit. Ridiculous. He's not going on a bar crawl, for God's sake. So yeah, there you go. So the golf club people, we have no idea what it is. Any last guesses? And then we're getting out of here. Anyone else want to throw something else at us? Taskmaster, Hawkeye, Bullseye, 3-pack golfing, says Mike Kex. Kang is playing golf right now, says Doom Customs. There is a Taskmaster image going around as well with him and Bullseye playing golf, but I don't know what that's in relation to. It's not from a comic I've read. Rob says, "What, Rich? You don't want Lady Mask from Extreme
X-Men storm the arena?" Rob knows that I think Extreme X-Men is a big load of shit, so I will not be buying any figures from Extreme X-Men. Keep them away. No lifeguard for me.
Doc Avenger says golf. General Ross playing golf. Taskmaster update. The Taskmaster we've got isn't bad. Like, don't get me wrong. No figure's perfect. Every figure is worthy of an upgrade. Even this Taskmaster here. But this is probably the best Taskmaster we've got currently. He has got the pins. He's definitely a character worthy of a better body. But in current Marvel Legends aesthetic, it's not a bad Taskmaster by any means. Like, what's the aftermarket price of this guy? I can imagine it's up there. It's not very...
More than the MCU version, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So I would take an upgraded Taskmaster for sure. I just don't think it is.
Wow.
I think we're too close.
I just realised that figure's 5 years old in February.
So exactly, 5 years is fair game for an upgrade, I think.
What the heck?
But I don't know. Maybe I was about to say it's too soon for an upgrade, but now you say 5 years. Maybe
that's mad.
Pink Psylocke is pinless.
Bucky Cap, right? As well as a base.
Yeah, Bucky Cap. Yeah, he's got the veins on him. Yeah, it's Bucky Cap. Yeah. So okay, a character like Taskmaster, who can basically copy every single person's moveset, is definitely he cannot copy the Vulcan body, so he needs an upgrade. Pink Psylocke is pinless upgrade. Yes, absolutely. On the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man body, I'd take it. So I don't think it is though. I don't think it would be a deep cut accessory for a Taskmaster, but again, I wouldn't put it past Hasbro. They've gave us some deep cut accessories in the past. I only have to look around and on my shelf and see some random stuff. So there we go. Okay, cool. So there you go. That is everything. So favourite reveals from the streams. I don't need to ask Rich, but I will for anyway. Rich, what was your favourite reveal from the stream?
It might be Miss Monet Saint Croix. Might be
Really?
my reveal of the year. Might be my reveal of the last 20 years of Marvel. No, Tigra, I could take it back. Second best reveal of the last 20 years.
So just to confirm for the people, so they understand what goes on in your head, is Tigra still number one, but Monet's right there?
Jubilee is number one.
Jubilee, Tigra.
Then it's Tigra. Then it's Monet. They are my top 3 Marvel Legends. Not Marvel Legends, my Marvel Comics characters.
Yeah.
I think maybe
Making it think now.
Of anywhere. Maybe I like Linda Danvers' Supergirl a lot. Maybe is she better than Monet? No, maybe they get tied. Maybe DC's but only Linda Danvers Supergirl, not any other version of Supergirl. Only the Linda Danvers version.
Okay, well there you go, people. Now you know.
I do like Lazarus. I do like Forever Carlyle from Lazarus from Image as well. She's quite a good character.
Bit of insight into Rich's brain here.
So many women, so little time, right, Brandon?
Look, the reason Brandon ain't buying loads of Legends next year is because he needs to spend his money on his woman. That American life.
He picked
Brandon.
his number one already. He's sorted.
Favorite reveal, Brandon?
Shout out to Mrs. Hero. Cyclops.
Cyclops, there you go, nice. And I'm going to say Blob. Blob was a great reveal, but very excited to see Corsair and the potential of the Chode Build-A-Figure. If Chode is the Build-A-Figure, then depending on how good he is, he could be my favourite. But there you go. Emma is mine, says Pink Psylocke22 in the chat. I think Amanda was posting some cup of tea emojis in a minute recently, so that means Amanda wants a cup of tea, and we're running late, so I need to get out of here. So thank you to everyone for joining us today, recapping the stream again. I always prefer having these type of conversations about the reveals. I like to do a quick recap for the channel, short form content, and then some long form, let's chat some nonsense and really deep dive and break these reveals down. And you know, I can never do it on my own. So thank you as always to Brandon and Rich for joining me. It is always nice to get all 3 of us on the screen. I don't think it's going to happen a lot as we move into Christmas because schedules and all stuff are all over the place. And as I said, Legends and Liquor, the next one will be the 18th if England don't get to the World Cup final. Just saying. But until then, thank you for everyone watching. And if you're on the replay crew, please let me know in the comments. We'll give you a special word at the end. Don't you wait, Brian. We'll get there. But Brandon, tell the people where they can find you online.
As always, guys, hero.collections.
There you go. Nice and simple. On Instagram. I would get it up, but I've got to press too many buttons. But it's there on the screen the whole time. Hero.collections. 122 episodes in, people. Figure it out. Rich, where can the people find you?
You can find me dusting my dusty Marvel Legends and Marvel Select figures, but otherwise you can find me on Instagram at Displayed Once.
Rich is going to be stroking breasts, confirmed after the stream. We heard it here first. They're
not dusty anymore. Look.
Okay, he's already done
now.
it.
She's okay.
Okay, cool.
I saved her.
Okay, cool. Breast stroking is done. Damien says Craven and Corsair of his favourite to catch a legend, says PS4 Spider-Man. Favourite reveal Rob Pollock said is Corsair. Corsair and Blob says Jarhead. Doc Avenger for me, Fang. When we're gonna get the Imperial Guard, absolutely, yeah. Another member though for a team. Maybe they're going in that direction because of the whole Uncanny X-Men vibe. We shall see. But anyway, people, we're out of here. Very happy Rich got his money. Thank you for joining us. Rich, shall the final word of today? Shall it just be quite simply Monet Saint Croix?
Yeah, Monet Saint Croix is the word of the day, word of the lifetime. Abnagla, you're such a liar. You will buy Monet because you love her, really. You secretly, you pretend you got all this hatred in your heart, but it's Christmas time. You're like the Grinch. We know you'll be straight down from your little house, buying it from your well. Up you come for Christmas, and you'll be buying that Monet as soon as she goes up for pre-order.
And we're sending our love down the well, all the way down. For anyone who doesn't get that joke, Abnugler lives down a well. There you go. We're out of here, people. Goodbye. The end of the word, the stream of the word of the day is Monet Saint Croix. Write it in the comments. We love you. We'll see you next week. Okay, same time, same place, talking legends and whatever other nonsense. And make sure you become a channel member so you can be part of our Christmas special. Okay, see you in a bit. Bye bye. Woof! What a stream. Click the other videos on the video button. Thanks. Brandon, how you feeling?
I'm good, man. I've been posing Power Rangers all night, which is a lot of fun.
I like talking Power Rangers a little bit at the start. I like it.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I do. I can't do my Power Rangers and pop stream. I don't think we'll get a lot of buzz. Would you watch it, Rich?
I'd watch it, yeah.
Oh, cheers, mate. I might do it now. All right, I'm off to make a graphic. All right, I need a co-host. Anyone talk Power Rangers with me? Thank you, everyone, still watching. We're out of here. Goodbye.